Well, folks, welcome back. Here we are at Q Masters Billiards in Chesapeake, Virginia Beach, Virginia. And we're here to watch Efren Reyes play Darren Appleton at race to 15, 10 ball. I'm J.R. Calvert with Inside Pool Magazine. Joining me in the booth is the legend Shannon Dalton. Shannon, welcome.
Thanks for having us, J.R. Looks like Efren won the lag.
I think he's taking over the... Okay. He gave him his choice to break her leg, and I think he's going to have Darren. Oh, no, he is. He's breaking him. He's going to have Jay.
He's not going to give up the first break.
No, but he's going to have Jay rack them for him.
Oh, I'd rather do that myself. That's one thing we were talking about last weekend at Johnny's event and stuff, that how much control that racking the balls is in the game now. It's not just a matter of how good you play, it's a matter of how good you rack anymore.
Sure it is. Sure it is. That's why I believe the 10-foot table is going to mean so much.
I'm surprised they're not breaking from the box, but Efren's going right off the side rail. I thought they was breaking from the box, but whatever. Here we go.
Here we go. Here we go. He's come up dry and left Darren with a pretty easy shot to get started here for those right-handers, but the two's a little funky.
Yeah, the two looks like it's going to be a little testy if he can come. The three's got him from coming one rail. He may have to come all the way around the table and try to get down to the line and shoot the two in the side if he's got enough angle to do that. 1, 2, 3, 4 rails around.
Yeah, he could do that. He could swing it.
1, 2, 3.
Yeah, pretty darn good.
Come a little short. The table played short on him. He tried to come into the other diamond where he would have a good angle on the two in the side.
Yeah, he wanted to come up towards the 7 and the deuce along, in that area up through the rack area.
This guy shoots real straight, though. See if there's any early game jitters. Right here will be a good way to test it. Kind of a little bit of a two-way shot there.
Yeah, I think so. There might not have been there, but I think he was trying it at least, and I think he got away with it. Yeah, I think the 10-foot table is going to be a pretty big game changer. What do you think?
I've played a little bit on them now. I hit some balls, and when we were in Tunica, and then Stevie Moore has one in his house. And Stevie only lives about 30 minutes from me there in Spartanburg, and I live in Greenville. And yes, you will see the game played differently on a 5x10 for sure. It's almost as big a difference, JR, from what I can see, is going from a big table to a bar table. When you come from the 5x10 to the 4.5x9, it's almost that same transition. Someone had just asked, no, this is a 9-foot diamond. Table 25 here in the middle of Q Masters tournament room.
Well, they had a little miniature powwow there. I don't know what it was about, but little meeting.
I'll just say this. I'm going to make a quick prediction. I really don't even want to predict a winner, but if this match doesn't go 13-13 or better, I'm going to be surprised. I don't think there'll be no kind of blowout here. I think this match is going to be nip and tuck the whole way, because I don't think either player is going to run a lot of racks.
No, I don't think so.
The place is a little humid in here. It's full of people, players all around the tables. The table's going to be boinging, probably breaking tough.
Jer. He's all right. I think that 5 goes past the 9 if he wants to choose a different path and keep the cue ball away from it. If he'd pocket that 4 in the upper right-hand corner, he can pocket it in the lower left and shoot the 5 in the side.
He's playing in the right pocket.
Yeah, he is.
Come around 3.
Nice shot.
I didn't actually talk to Darren. I saw him, had a post on my Facebook earlier today. He was playing golf. He'd just been off the golf course about 3 hours.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm. He can definitely be done, though. Earl Strickland won the U.S. Open in a pair of golf shoes.
Did he?
Sure did. When they had it at the, I think it was called the West Ride Inn or whatever it is. Lake Ride. When the golf course was behind the hotel. Mm-hmm. Earl won the tournament in a pair of golf shoes. Hadn't been come straight in off the golf course, washed his face, changed shirt, and forgot to change shoes and went and won the U.S. Open. Not many people can say that.
No, they can't.
And that was the days of metal spikes, too.
No, he could. I'm sure they gave him some grip.
Yeah. Well, looks like Darren's going to take the first game.
Yeah, I think he is.
Also, sure most of you know, tomorrow, my friend Shannon Dalton's in the house. Tomorrow is the last Sunday, the last day of Shannon shows up in the green room on the water table. Shannon's got all the flyers. You go there and do commentary work. I'm sure JR is playing tomorrow. And it'll be 1,000 added U.S. Opens.
One of the European players just come up to me and asked me to give out a shout to the guys in the UK, especially from the Leeds area. Hope you guys are getting the commentary over there good as also. Wish you guys could be here. The European contingent is definitely strong.
Well, when's the last time that somebody born in the U.S. won the U.S. Open? 2007?
May have been
with
Gabe.
Shane.
I don't know, or Shane. Yeah, Shane, I guess, was the last time.
And we had a pair from Mika, a pair from Darren.
Yeah, that's right. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. That's right. It's hard to believe that the tournament went 25 years without back-to-back winners besides Nick Varner.
Right.
And then all of a sudden it happens back-to-back, back-to-back.
Back-to-back.
That's a pretty big statement there.
Yeah, it is. And then at the same time, you know, we have a chance to watch Darren make a history 3-time here. He's going to make a run for it.
You're damn right he's going to make a run for it. The guy's tough. Just a great competitor, but he's a great guy, too. That goes a long ways with me. I mean, there's so many good players now, and I think there's so many players that could win this tournament because of, one, the game we're playing, 2, the level of talent there is now. But just a guy being a good all-around person, and as much as a good player goes a long ways with me.
It really means something. When I was younger, I didn't understand that. And then then I started realizing how I wanted to be treated and how I should be treating people. And you learn. Next thing you know, you start to say, well, why isn't this guy treating people right? Does he think he has the right to do stuff if he's a better player? That's why it's so nice to see somebody like Darren, Efren, great ambassadors of the sport.
Just to straighten everybody up again, this is not a 10-footer. This is just a standard 4.5 by 9 diamond.
Yeah,
great shot
nice
here.
Shot.
Wow, great shot.
Balls start to look like BBs on the 10-footer.
Where it really comes into play, where it really comes into play is on the long shots. I mean, all the angles don't change. Anything like that doesn't change. But coming from the back rail, your long shots, even a spot shot, is different.
Wow.
I don't think there's ever been anyone better at the game than the nip and tuck than Efren.
I don't think so.
That's what makes him such a great one-pocket player, too. I mean, he just plays all games good. He plays Just plays everything good. I mean, he has no weakness. You know, even when he plays overseas, you know, he's almost like a champion billiard player. Even snooker, he plays all games good. That's what makes him such. That's why he's always been such a dominant one-pocket player.
Right. Buddy Hall played a pretty good nip and tuck game.
As good as there's ever been. As far as he's the only person that I would ever compare to, in my opinion, that I've watched play the game that handled the cue ball as good or better than Efren. I think Buddy's the only one that we could even make that comparison with.
See, Jay Halford leaned in there and called a good hit.
Going to be a battle or two of safeties. He's just going to try to hit this ball probably and go down behind the 6 or 10.
Yeah,
He left the edge of it.
I think he's going to be able to.
He might even be able to build. Might even be able to billiard the 3 here. It's hard to tell from the angle we have, but you know, with one camera and stuff right now. But I think that's what he just looked at, the way he was cueing the cue ball and the way he was looking at the right side of the 2.
Yeah. Sure looks like that's what he's trying. He's stroking it like he is.
Just all depends how the 2s land against the 3 and if he can beat the kiss. That's what he's looking at. It does appear to me that he's going to play the billiard.
Nice shot.
Yeah, you just have to take what you get here. He didn't figure to get a shot. The 4-7's tied up there by his hand.
I always hated this type of shot. It just seems like it's such a touchy shot that you almost have to play some type of speed control shot.
Well, it is, but what makes this shot so tough is it's so easy to lose the game from here, but it's almost impossible to win it.
Right.
Really what you're doing right there is just defending yourself and getting back to the table.
Yeah.
I don't like any shot where it's easy to lose the game, but hard to win.
Yeah, they're not my favorites.
No.
Like I said, you know that you're not doing anything that's going to be, you know, stellar, but if you don't do it really well, you're
going to lose the game. Yeah, you're just trying to keep a breath of air. A little fortunate there. I mean, he hit the ball on the correct side and that, but
yeah, I think he got a little fortunate. He knows that at this stage of the game, you're just trying not to let the other guy get a big lead on you. You know, you want to get a lead on him if possible, and you'll take any role you can right now.
I think we both agree. I think it's going to be a tie match.
I agree. I see this being a 2-3 game difference at the best.
At the best, yeah. Kicked it in, no shot again.
Might be able to play that same safe that he played earlier.
If he can get behind the 9, just tick it behind the 7 ball there, that's what he's going to try to do.
Sure is. He played the same safe.
Now Darren's just going to probably nip the bottom side of it and come back across to the side rail, bottom rail over back there where he's standing at. He might have hooked him good here if he can. All depends if he can get behind the 7 and get this ball down table.
I think if he can, he's going to hit the bottom side. He's going to drive it past the 9 and through the 5 hole there.
Yeah.
Close enough.
Sometimes you can. The main thing he was playing there, he was using length as his friend.
Sure. When in doubt, give him 9 feet.
Right. And again, that's what I was talking about. You asked me about the 10-footers. It's a different game.
Yeah, I played some when I was playing. I used to play on 10-footers, and they really were challenging.
Ooh. I'll tell you now, what I don't think Darren wants to do is to end up getting game-by-game safety battles with this guy. No. I mean, Darren might shoot as straight as he does now. Well, Darren definitely does, but I'll tell you something right now. I don't like his chances if they get where they have to safety battle and kick every game.
I agree.
Whoever that is, BSGB, I appreciate the congrats on Marietta. I was pretty happy with the way I played there. It gave me a little confidence into coming in here.
Yeah, you were playing like a man on fire. I'm telling you.
I like the way he played this ball here. No matter what happens, I like the shot he shot.
Yeah. Well, he's
It
putting it on
turned out perfect too.
Putting it on the side where all the traffic is for the one ball, and trying to get the other ball into play on the other side. That was a pretty good shot.
Somebody just asked me if I can answer a question.
Out of line, Al, if you want to repost your question, we'll see if we can help you out, by all means.
Yeah, I didn't see the question, Al. It went through the chat before I could get a chance to look at it.
Yeah, I think bonus ball is why you have the fire.
Bonus ball, yeah, definitely.
I mean,
That's got to be you, Basha. There's no doubt. That has to be Mike Basha's comment there. And I'll leave it at that. My tournament tomorrow, Josh, I see you on there now. My tournament starts tomorrow at 12 o'clock. We will be playing by 2 o'clock. Sign-ups at 12. We're going to have a short player auction at 1, and we will be playing at 2. So anybody that's coming, please get in touch with me. It will fill up.
How long's your event run?
We're going to play down to 8 players tomorrow night and be done on Sunday night. Darren's going airborne.
And this is where Efren, pretty much, you can put this bead on Efren's side. He's been so, man, I mean, he hit that ball rail first, it looked like. He definitely wanted to dig out a little.
I think it was froze there, actually.
Really?
I just caught the end of that question there. Again, they're not playing call shot or anything like that, so whatever happens, happens. If a guy makes it, they're allowed to call. They are playing call shot?
They are playing call shot.
Well, I was just informed by Barry. Barry did just inform me that they are playing call shot, so then a guy would have the option to shoot again, if that's correct. It's a $1,000 challenge match put up by Mr. Berman and Shannon Pascal Berman. They're also doing a little pass the hat round to the whole crowd. The place is packed. They're doing just a little donation for the players also for them to split up, and a little extra money. Nothing wrong with that. It's hard enough to make a living out here anyway.
Sure is.
We're all tied up, ladies and gentlemen. 1-1. Good to see you, buddy.
Our friend Cadillac Ed just dropped by. Cadillac Ed. How you doing, Ed? Not bad.
They stay busy. They're like me. They stay busy. She'll be here.
Booth. We're right in the middle of Grand Central Station here, folks.
Coming out of Dave Baldwin's office, right beside the bleachers. But really, there's not a lot of room out there to put it anyplace else.
No, not really. Well, this is where you guys set up when you come in and do your tournaments.
When we
here.
do the big table event, we sit up back here in this corner, and then tomorrow it'll be a bar table event, and we'll do it over there right out in the main part of the room. This is one gigantic pool room here. If any of you guys have not been here, I think he's got like right at 40,000 square feet, 75 tables. Largest pool room in America. It is something to see.
It's not bad. Well, promises to be a pretty darn good match.
We're going to end up in another little safety battle here.
I think this is going to be the tune until somebody starts to figure out what the other guys, how he's
Well, he
making
nailed
balls.
this one. He hit this ball
Wow.
as perfect as he could hit it. I think Efren will definitely hit this ball. He'll kick to the bottom rail and come between the 3 and 7. I don't think there's much doubt. If it was off the rail a little bit, I wouldn't be surprised if he made it, but I will be surprised if he doesn't hit it.
It's a fairly decent sized ball here. Jay's letting us know it isn't
He
froze.
just waved off. It's not froze.
That's hard luck there.
That's a little unlucky to catch the edge of that ball like that.
That's just hard luck. Darren might shoot to 110. I wouldn't blame him if he did it, even if he was playing me. I mean, it's a pretty easy choice here. Still think it's not a bad run out.
In my honest opinion, of course, I'm a terrible combination player. It's the worst part of my game, but as easy as the balls were laying, I think I would have had to play the run out. Just no margin for error on combinations, period. You've got 3 contact points instead of 2, and then if the ball's away from the hole, it's just everything's compounded.
Right.
But oh well, what do I know? He shot it in like he had ball in hand, which he did.
Yeah.
Two, 2-1, Mr. Darren Appleton. Here we go.
Made a ball or two. Might have a shot. Yeah. Came up with 6 balls pretty much in the way. I don't know whether he can even get behind it for a kick if he wanted to.
Can't tell from this angle. That's a good question. Somebody just asked me if I could pick to win either the U.S. Open or the Master of the Table, the World All-Around Championship. I think they're both very important. I think it's 2 titles that everybody wants. It really depends if you spent your whole life being a 9-ball player or if you want to be looked at as a great all-around player. I mean, that's just 2 honest things. There's no doubt that everybody wants to win the U.S. Open. I mean, I would love to win it for sure. I was fortunate enough to win the World All-Around Championship at the Derby, but no, this is a title here that everybody wants, and I do definitely. Of course, then you can add the World Championship. As far as American tournaments go that we have, I definitely think those are the 2 that everybody's after, don't you, JR?
Oh, yeah, by far. You don't really have a complete career if you don't have a U.S. Open title.
That's
seems
true.
To be
In the 9-ball world, that's true.
Yeah, I mean, not to say one pocket or bank players have to get it to be recognized, but the career seems to be missing that feather
Right.
that everybody wants.
Everybody wants, but if you stop and think about it, though, there's a lot of incomplete careers in because there's only like 20 different winners or something, and
Right.
since how many years? What is this? 31 years? I could be a little off on that, but
I think it's 34,
34 years.
35, something.
I know I've only missed 3 Opens since I was 15 years old. I missed 1994, the year my father passed away, and then I didn't come in, I think it was 2007, 2008, just beyond circumstances out of my control. And we'll leave that at that.
I have been coming to him since 1986. So, yeah, I'd say it's about right. 86. We were over at Lake Wright.
The Lake Wright Hotel. Well, that was pretty awesome there with the golf course and everything behind it. You talking about action? There was pool action, golf action, any kind of action that you wanted. And I wish the pool would get back to that. I really do. It just made a good all-around flair.
Sure did.
Can you imagine if they had the Derby? Well, that's what Greg's idea is. You know what? They just had the Tunica tournament, which I would call a successful event. No, they didn't have 400 players per event, but it was 3 times bigger than the first Derby that they ever had. And we had the championship golf course right there in front of you. You know, I mean, there's a lot of potential there. I sure hope hope people realizes what Greg Sullivan really does try to do for this game with, you know, the owner of Diamond Tables is who I'm speaking about, and trying to give us a chance to play different places. 3-1, Appletown.
That's what he needs to do, is be making balls and running out.
I'm going to give Darren a hard time here later on tonight when the match is over. Well, I probably won't. If he gets beat, I probably won't give him a hard time. But then, you know me, I might give him a hard time anyway. I'll give him time to cool off first. Let's put it like that.
You're going to give him the business. What are you going to give him a hard time about?
About his golf. It's all he's talking about now is golf. He's got the golf bug. It's going to hit you. If you play enough pool when you're out here, because you look for different things to do. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And golf and pool go hand in hand. Hit those balls a little bit and made one just flew in the hole.
Sure, and
I've noticed that a lot. It seems like you'll hit them perfect a couple of times. Somebody consider the majors of pool to qualify for the Hall of Fame. Well, definitely. With the first 2 we talked about is 2 of them. The U.S. Open 9-ball, the all-around at the Derby, which would be called the World All-Around Championship. Any of the Derby events you can win, and time out here on tour and just winning regular tour stops. How many have you won? What have you done? How do you stand? What kind of person have you been out here for 25 years? There's a whole lot that goes into that about being into the Hall of Fame. What have you done in the game in billiards besides play pool? I mean, you know, there's different ways to get into the Hall of Fame. There's a lot goes into that. And now there's 3 different Hall of Fames, too. Of course, everybody really wants to get in the BCA Hall of Fame, but now, you know, the One Pocket Hall of Fame and the Bank Pool Hall of Fame's turned into a pretty big deal at the Derby now.
Sure has. And that's how it starts.
It's got to start somewhere.
Sure. First couple of years are always slow at things.
But this will be what? I think, well, Grady started it, and I think this has been, which I would like to say something about that too, since I mentioned his name. But I think this is the 10th or 11th year now of the Bank Pool and One Pocket Hall of Fame. But it's another guy. What I can't believe is how many good players that we've lost and people around the sport that's not with us anymore in the last couple of years. I mean, there's just too many to mention. I mean, we stop and talk about it all the time, you know, around the tour and stuff like that. And there've been a lot of good guys left this world in the last couple of years.
Yeah, there has. Sport needs youth. That's what it needs right now.
Well, JR, I think there's plenty of good young talent. It's just a matter of getting everybody out there. I mean, there's at Johnny's event we were just at, there's an 18-year-old here from China that Wan Ken, yeah, I think that was his name. That guy, he really impressed me, man. I mean, that guy can play. He looks like a 25-year veteran.
Yeah, he really impressed me. I was watching the stream from back at the office, and he could really play.
I mean, he beats good players. There's a difference in guys that can play and then guys that can really play. And when I saw him get up and beat Thorsten, and then he just beat Johnny down here in where they're at in Louisiana, and some of the players he beat and another thing I like in him is you can see there's no fear. Of course, I mean, a lot of that comes to being 18 years old. I've done that myself, but I just put it like this. He impressed me. He played like a veteran.
Well, when Wu was 16 and he won the world championship, that really started to change the face of what we thought could be done.
Right.
still we have a problem is that, you know, when you walk through a pool room, the average age in the last 10 years has gone up about 7 years.
Has it really?
Yeah.
See, I didn't know that. I didn't know any of the stats on that.
It's in the late 20s now is the average age. And it's because we're not bringing any new blood in at the rate that we were. And that's going to present a problem.
Oh, yeah. If it doesn't get stopped, if they don't do something to try to stop it. It's all going to have to start probably through school or something like that to get some more academic scholarships and stuff like that. You know, like, you know, Nick Varner was a 2 or 3 time collegiate player of the year in the whole United States. And they need to realize, like they do in other countries, and make it more of a sport. Try to give out some collegiate scholarships and reasons for them to play pool. I know Mark Wilson's involved in some big stuff that I've heard through Stan Shuffett and stuff like that in a college right outside of St. Louis. I think that's where Landon may be going to. And hopefully there's some big things in the future with the bonus ball, and you know, we're all just hoping for a lot of good things to happen for the sport. But we can definitely go. You got to have youth in the game.
Yeah, without youth, there's no future.
Right.
And, you know, we took a pretty big hit when the economy started to hurt the housing market. And suddenly you could go get a flat screen TV for $500 and put it, you know, with a couch in your game room. Now you didn't go get the $10,000 loan to go get everything to make a billiard parlor.
Right, right.
And we're, you know, now they're playing games. You know, kids are playing games, which...
Well, it is definitely it's a century of technology for sure, especially for the younger generation.
You know, as many pool games as there are for iPhones and things of that nature, you'd think there'd be more players. But there's more casual playing. The big difference is, how do we get people to watch?
We've got to make the game more exciting, JR. It's that simple.
That's exactly right.
It must be more exciting. And like I said, I'm not going to get into this and try to take over this match about this for sure, but stay tuned, guys. You guys are going to see something coming real soon that's never been seen before in pool. We got a new game for you. Get back to the match here. Even though the score's 4-1, believe me, do not count this gentleman out that's at this table right now. Things could change and change with a quickness. He may be playing the billiard here, JR.
I think he is. Nice shot. Great shot.
Do not give up on the little man from the islands, I will tell you that.
He knows how to dab it.
He's almost like Mr. Nicky Varner always was, in my opinion, probably the greatest comeback player to ever play the game.
And you know, certain guys, they don't really pay attention to the score. They believe what they believe about their own game and what's going to happen. And
just all they need is one shot. That's what they look at. They know that one shot. I mean, now, of course, I mean, they don't nobody want to be down horribly bad, but years ago, I mean, I can't tell you some of the comebacks, and I'm sure you remember, too, some of the comebacks that Nick's made over the years. It's just been past incredible. I think Johnny had him 10-1 once going to 11 and got beat 11-10. I had him 8-0 once going to 11. He beat me 11-8. I mean, I've seen him do it to numerous people. I don't know how he does it. Well, just like you said, there's no give up in him. That just will to win and heart. That's what it all boils down to. I know how he does it, but there's a lot of people that once it gets so far out of hand, the give up becomes there. Efren, Buddy, Siegel, Varner, and Earl. What is that? Hey, Denny, how you doing, buddy? That's Jay Halford racking the balls. Who is that beside it?
That's
Ken Schumann, yeah.
Ken Schumann. I think Ken just wants to get a little airtime, that's all.
I'd say Ken just got off of an airplane by looking at him, and I'd say he is. I don't believe Ken will be here long. I'll tell you what I think they may have been talking about is we've always racked the 2 and the 3 on the corners. Like at Johnny's event, the 10, but the 2 and the 3 are supposed to be racked where the 7 and 5 are at. They're supposed to be on the bottom 2 corners. Might see something a little different here. Right here's where most of your players break from 4 or 5 inches out of center and try to make the 2 balls behind the 1 straight in the side. See if they get close. 8, 3. Now they both hit a little low.
Well, that 7's going to drop.
Give him a shot. Uh-oh.
He's got a shot,
Uh-oh.
and that 5's going to...
And it nestled bad, too.
Yeah, inside out little combination on the point.
If he's got an angle here, he could go force the cue ball into the 5 right here. If he catches the 5, I think he'll be straight in on the 2. But he's got to do something with the 5 ball. This 5 must get moved. The 5 or the 9-1 has to go.
He's going to do it right here.
Yeah, he done it bad. That's a bad roll. He just tried to bump the 9 and it double kissed, made it even worse, and hooked him.
Well, the best way to say it is he tied up a ball and now he's not kicking and selling out.
Well,
Darren
he is
still
kicking,
has some.
but
Well, he's kicking, but he's not selling out for sure unless he
No.
breaks him up or Darren makes a great shot.
well, Efren's going to kick the 2 hit it on the high side, and probably put the 2 on the bottom rail, 2 to the side rail, 2 to the bottom rail, and just again try to get back to the table.
Sure. He was looking at that 2-railer, but I think he's going to go straight across here and hit the top side of this deuce.
He's going to make sure you don't want to give up ball in hand, because if you give up ball in hand, then it's too easy to. Now here's where the call shot comes in. He can, I'm sure, Darren should have the option here. Darren should have the option to either take this or pass it back to Efren. And no matter what shape the balls are in, if Efren can hit the ball head on, you're not going to give it back to him.
Right.
If you didn't, unless you like being put in your chair.
Yeah, unless you like kicking.
Yeah.
You know?
If you're looking to practice your billiards game, yeah, maybe. There's no doubt this is going to be a sweater's delight right there.
Sure is.
It's going to be close. Can't tell if he got any more.
It's
Still
funny.
can't tell. It's going to be close.
No, I don't think. I think he.
I believe he can hit the edge of it, the right edge, can he?
Sure. Sure can. He's going to turn it a little bit. No, he's level now.
It's hit it with the inside some kind of way. Thinning it, going all the way around.
Just as long as he doesn't break out the 5-9.
That's the main thing, actually. Whoever tries to probably break out the 5, unless they just fall natural, and it's going to be at a disadvantage, because if you miss it, where it's laying, first of all, is really tough. And then, if you miss it, you're probably going to get hooked, and then if you do hit it, you might not end up with a shot.
Well, it's that you can't win the game.
No,
you
here we
can
go.
seriously
Here we
lose
go.
the game.
Yeah, it's one of those like we was talking about the very first game. Very easy to lose, very hard to win.
Wonder if he has that angle where he can
Cut it in the side, go to the bottom rail, and spin back into them.
See what he got here.
He tried to inside it, but he also got, see if he bounces up high enough, he could get perfect to go one rail. Well, here we go. He's got a good angle, but he's not got a good angle to go into him hard enough, I don't think, to tear him out. I mean, table's playing a little short, but just tell by the speed he hits it.
Nice shot.
Been
Hit
trying
the
to
10.
catch it.
Oh,
That's what I said. If you're the one trying to tear it out and you miss, this is what you've got.
yeah. This is not too good.
If it's froze, it's really not. Somebody needs to get Jay some bifocals. Oh, he's acting like they're froze. Somebody just asked again, yes, we are live here at Q Masters in Virginia Beach, Virginia, the largest pool room in America. Also host of the U.S. Open for 34 years. I hate to say this. He hit that ball. I'll tell you something. I hate to say this, but Efren is not really getting the roll so far. Now he's in a real bad spot here, which is going to be hard to foul Efren out no matter where you've got him at. But, now he's on 1. He's going to nick this ball and try to get behind the 6 or either come directly back across table. But, I mean, they're just not laying conducive to. Efren's in a bad spot no matter what, but it's still just not laying right to foul Efren out. He's going to try to freeze the cue ball right back on the same side rail, I think. If he left him the 1 rail, his speed's perfect. It's not froze. The danger at kicking at this ball 1 rail is because it's so close to the point. You can hit the point and miss the ball.
Right.
Look how easy he hit this ball. Look how perfect this is, JR. Don't hit the point. Remember I said that too.
Yeah.
I said he could hit the point.
You can hit the point.
And he hit it perfect speed, too. Now Darren's just going to shoot the same shot again. If Darren freezes this ball on this side rail this time, he could be in trouble here.
He really could.
You know, I was fortunate enough one time. Like I said, these guys are hard to foul out, but I got to pat myself on the back here one time. I fouled Efren and Jose out in the same event one time. And that. I'm pretty proud of that. That's something that you will not see a lot. I don't care how much pool you watch.
That might not happen again for another decade.
I got Charlie last weekend. Here we go. We got to talk about this real fast. On 2 fouls. Just hope he don't get the point again.
He hit it.
He's good. Good
He
shot. Good shot, especially on 2 fouls. You notice he only took 2 strokes with that ball, just like it meant nothing, like it was just getting up, putting your socks on.
Oh, yeah.
But what I was going to say, I got Charlie. We played Charlie first round, Charlie Williams first round of the tournament at Johnny's tournament last weekend in Marietta, and I fouled Charlie out twice in one match. Charlie was not happy with me. But I mean, he would not thought that he was mad or nothing. He just said he couldn't believe it. That he's been playing pool his whole life and it had never happened to him. I said, whole saying goes, sorry, Charlie.
For those of you just tuning in, we're watching Efren Reyes versus Darren Appleton in a Race to 15 challenge match for a cool $1,000. We're here at Q Masters Billiards in Virginia Beach, Virginia. I'm J.R. Kelbert with Inside Pool Magazine. I'm joined in the booth by Shannon Dalton, and this is a Inside Pool joint production with NYC Grind.
Well, it's pretty easy. He's got a pretty easy little cleanup right here, so I want to take time to do something real fast too, JR, give you guys a little plug. Nobody don't really realize what that you do for the game of pool. All the readers do and everything, but nobody, besides people that just read magazines and get on here and watch a stream, they don't really realize all the back part that's what goes on to do all this stuff. And I mean, when people's around it a little bit and stuff, they see some of it and some of that, and they start to realize, and the ones that gets more in depth really sees what goes into it. But that little assistant you've got, and he knows I'm just picking on him when I call him that. You have really got you a good guy there with Alvin. I mean, that boy is a workaholic.
Yeah.
He just come straight and done our tour championship, then went to Johnny's, and then back to here. And I wasn't surprised he went to New Iberia too. I mean, it's like he can be 3 places at the same time. But just everything, I've just given you guys a quick plug for everything that you guys do to help promote the sport and, again, to try to make it better. That's all our whole, whether you're a player, whether you're an owner in the industry, whether you're a room owner, no matter what, whether you're an APA director, APA league player, everybody just wants to see this sport to get better. Hopefully we'll get to see it in our lifetime, that there'll be a magic spark.
Right. That's what we're trying to do. What we're trying to do right now is, and by the way, thank you.
You're
really
welcome.
appreciate that. What we're trying to do is put the sport out there for more people, and we feel that numbers is the way to do it. Just keep, bombarding the world with more high-quality top pool playing, and hopefully we'll build a viewership.
That will, and that's one thing, again, I'll just touch on it real fast again, that I think to make the game, we got to make the game more exciting. And I think that that's one thing that we've really got a chance with this bonus ball, JR, is because it's something completely new to the game.
Nice touch there.
None of the same rules. I mean, everything is just different. And, we've been beating the same horse here for 100 years. And apparently, no matter how much you whip it, it's not going to get any better. So hopefully, hopefully we may really have something with this. And if it benefits the good players, trust me, it'll filter down all the way through. Because there's a lot of big things being talked about. It actually, one of the owners of the bonus ball will be here. I'm not even going to say who it is yet because I for sure don't want to start any kind of rumors or anything on here. But there's going to be some pretty good news about bonus ball here by the end of the week.
Excellent, excellent. Yeah, we have some stuff coming up on Bonus Ball in the magazine.
Great, and I'm hoping, which I know you guys will give the biggest write-up you can. If somebody want to know where you can find out more about it, just go to simply www.playbonusball.com, and it'll give you all the rules. There's 2 or 3 versions of rules, from pros down to amateurs, and it's very easy to find out. You can even buy a set of the balls there. We're not playing with normal pool balls, or the normal sizes, of course, but we're playing with colored balls with no numbers on them, and it'll give you a whole run. It's very simple once you learn the game. But you know, I think we need something new in the game. It can't hurt. Let's put it like that. What can it hurt?
Can't hurt. Can't hurt.
I want to see Efren make a little run here and get this match back in order. What just happened? What happened there?
I had forgot to refresh. I changed the score.
I know, Efren missed the 8. I couldn't
refresh.
see the 8 in the corner. Efren hung the 8.
Yeah, I did.
This is not good. That's a huge game. People don't realize that. I mean, they think, oh, the match is still early or whatever. Let me tell you something. There's a big difference between 5-3 and 6-2.
There sure is.
Huge difference playing 10 ball. Especially when you've got a great player like Darren Appleton there firing at you.
And you're grinding it. I mean, nobody's really breaking and running racks right now, so you got to work for every bead.
Well, I predicted that it would be that a grind match. I don't think, is anybody? Sorry about that, guys. My phone just went nuts. Ooh.
Oh, wiped its feet a little bit there.
Somebody said that's the worst ring ever. Let me get rid of that real fast.
And just like that, it's 6-2. Want to thank a few of the people that have helped us along the way, made this stream possible. Dash Motor Oil. Dash is always there supporting us lately and outside the industry. Appreciate their support. Want to thank everybody out there in the chat, hanging out, watching. We appreciate you guys are the ones that when you come here and you watch this, that's what makes it possible, because our sponsors like to see numbers. So if you want to help the sport, you want to help us out, use the share button down in the lower right hand corner of your Ustream video player and share with your Facebook friends and invite them to come on here. And I want to thank Tom Moore, NC Godfather, one of our big supporters. Pops 89, you guys, appreciate all the support. And last but not least, of course, our moderators, Quarter Market Bob and Upstate Al and the gang. Thanks, guys. Shannon's trying to get rid of his ringtone, and meanwhile, Darren's at the table with a pretty playable lie.
Yeah, he should get out here. I just looked up and glanced real quick, but Darren's supposed to get out from here.
He's on the right side of the 3.
Everything's just laying right.
Just
and there's really no trouble. The ace close. The 7's perfect. The 8's perfect. 8 to the 9's perfect. I mean, you really ought to call this tic-tac-toe.
sure is.
I mean, for a player of this caliber, you know what I mean, for sure.
I keep changing the score here, guys, but I'm getting rusty. I forget to refresh it.
Claudelia, that is a good comment that you just made right there, and I will comment on that. If we can get the general public in the United States to look at the game of pool like they do in the Philippines or anywhere in Asia or Europe, now that will turn the game around with a quickness. But you also have to have support of your American government. What people don't realize that the government gets behind even the top players in Asia, especially all over Asia, and especially the Philippines. And then you've got Mr. Puyat also there, who has just been a huge asset to the game. That's helped the Filipinos so much coming over here with everything and stuff like that. But pool is loved worldwide. if I'm not mistaken, I don't think it's in the last 25, 30 years, I don't think it's ever been out of the top 5 most participated games in the world, has it, JR?
No.
Sometimes it's high as number 2 and 3.
Swimming is usually one of the big ones.
Fishing
And
has
running.
always been number 1. Fishing, and then I think soccer is the other one. Fishing and soccer is your top 2. Which fishing, a lot of people think is fishing. Believe me, there's a lot of sport to that too now. You don't got guys like Kevin Van Dam that makes $5 million a year because there's a lot of luck to it. And now, and I go back to the collegiate stuff. Almost every school now, JR, has a national collegiate. You know, everybody's got their own bass tournaments and everything, like Clemson, South Carolina, I'll guarantee you, Virginia. Most of your big schools now have full scholarships for fishing.
I believe it.
They do, for sure. Celtic, I agree with exactly what you're saying right there, that it needs to be marketed in a different way. Play it in malls, sure, yes, there's nothing wrong with that. Play it in malls. Go to the White House and play if we can. Roll out the red carpet in the Oval Office. Let's play some.
Well, I think he played that one.
He called the ball. Yeah, he called
the
it.
ball, but he's going to sit down. I don't think he called it.
No, he's standing there at the end of the table, isn't he? It's a little
No,
dark in
that's
that
Darren.
shot. Is that Darren there?
That's Darren. Again, we apologize, folks, for the quality of the stream. It's not our general quality. If this is the first time here, we generally have a lot more lighting. You can see everything a little bit better, and more cameras.
Well, you guys you didn't have enough time to do what you needed to do. And let's be honest with each other. This is just a bonus for all of the players that's on here. Everything is going to be rolling. We're here for the U.S. Open. Sure. This is just a bonus is all this is. Now, don't get me wrong. It's one hell of a bonus. But,
what a great shot.
well, what a great shot that was there.
Wow.
That's why they call him the magician right there, guys. If he's not careful, he's going to let this match get out of hand. And I'm actually really surprised, just to be honest with you, JR, with what I've seen so far. I mean, a little unforced error that you just never see Efren do. The tables are playing damp and humid right now. Which, if you graze a rail on a human diamond, we know it just don't go in the hole. And that table's a little snug they're playing on anyway. These are pro-cut diamonds that once was played in the U.S. Open with. So you'd put a little bit of worn cloth and a little bit of humidity in the room. There's not much room for error. He hit that ball great. He was trying to kick that ball down table. He hit it right full in the face, as good as you could hit it. He got a little unfortunate there.
Sure did. He got that kiss to come right back. I'd say that Efren should be out here.
If he don't get out here, I think Efren knows that too. You don't got to explain to him what's going on. He knows the importance. He knows the importance of that last 8 ball he missed.
He certainly doesn't like 7-2 because he missed that 8. He wanted
Well, at that time,
5-3.
it would have been 5-3, wasn't it?
Yeah, it would have been 5-3. He made
time.
it 6-2, and then Darren broke and ran.
Right. Well, anytime that you make a simple, unforced error like that, it's usually going to cost you a game or two. It always does me, at least. But we love the torture. That's what keeps us coming back.
Oh, yeah.
You know, everybody, we've talked about this for a long time, and I should have known this because I've talked to Efren. He's a good friend of mine. But I actually thought Efren had turned 60 years old. He really just turned 58.
He just turned 58.
Yeah. So, I mean, he's not out of the woods. Don't think he can't still play. I mean, of course, now, don't think that youth has something to do with it. But in one race to 15 like this, I don't think it means a whole lot. If they was playing 15 ahead, yes, it could mean something.
He's a little funny on this ball. It's a long stretch. He'll be all right.
I expect him just to knife this in like it don't even count. At this level here, if you're waiting on guys to miss balls like that, you'll be old, gray-headed, and in a chair before get many of those missed.
I hear that. That's pretty fair to say. You sit around and wait for Efren to miss, you're going to be waiting for a long time. Rip Van Winkle.
Efren, if you notice, he keeps moving the cue ball around. He's trying to find that one little magic. I know he's trying to make the 2 balls behind the 1 and the side and both corner balls 4 rails. Oop, 7. If you've seen the 7, the 7 hit the point there on the end. Give him a little shot here.
He's got the shot on the deuce.
The 3's tied up unless it goes in the corner. The 6 got it blocked. The 3-5, I don't think it goes from here.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure what I would do here.
Well, it all really depends. He's looking to see what the 3 I don't really believe goes nowhere. So he's going to try probably have to make the 2 and elect to play safe on the 3. You can't draw it. I don't think you can shoot it in and draw it and try to tear him out from there. If you did miss it, you'd get hooked on the 5. You either got to, in my opinion, there's really not a good duck here. So, I mean, you got to make this ball and figure out where you need to play position at to play safe. The 3-9 combo does go, but how do you get over there to make the 3-9 combo go?
Yeah, I don't know how somebody's
You
going to
could
get
possibly spin with high inside and go that side rail, bottom rail around the 10 and come all the way around. I mean, that is a possibility.
I don't know.
It's tough action. This is not a good layout here.
This is not as playable of a lie as what we'd
Looks
like
like
it
he's
to be.
drawing it with bottom left, trying to get up in there where they're at. No, he elected to play safe right then.
Look at that shot.
How's the speed?
I think you can go through that little window there and hit it with a little bit of
Come
left-hand
one rail.
English.
It looks like he's kicking one rail in between it. Just kick the deuce down table and float towards the big stack there.
Yeah, that's what I'd do. There he did. He straightened it up. He needed to straighten it up just a hair.
And he done the right thing. He got back to the table. Darren's not going to make many bad decisions, I can tell you that. This cat's ready to play.
Now, he may elect to just knock this deuce down by the 6 and let the cue go off the rail and float over towards the 9.
Come back in behind the 4 and 9. He can either do that or he'll. Yeah, he's got a lot of angle. He's not going to be wild about with these jump cues about leaving the 2 dangling in front of the pocket and just barely hooking the guy. You know, it's like not even being hooked.
Right.
He might even shoot at this cross corner.
There's the 3-9. I guess
He shot a 2-way shot.
Yeah, he did. Nice shot. I think the shot's darn near the same as what he had
He's going
last
to
time.
try to kick the 2 to the bottom rail. And he executed it. If he don't get the kiss, he got a kiss, but he got a good one.
Yeah. Not too shabby.
Efren's just going to make it back up table, I would think, try to get over behind the nest.
Yeah, I think so.
The deuce is going boing, though. He's going to be able to hit this ball. And I think Darren will probably just cross this and come back down table with the cue ball. But he's got a little bit of a funny angle to do that. He's going to have to hit it hard enough to let the deuce come back across to get the cue ball back down table. That's a great question. Super Sam just asked how good was Vernon Elliott? You know, the truth is to that question, I don't know if anybody ever could answer that. I would think definitely one of the greatest all-around talents to ever play the game.
Yeah.
But he was just, he was another kind of like Mr. Jack Cooney, one of the best operators there's ever been out here. He did. He played the deuce back down table, used the nest again. I thought he would try to get the cue ball down table. He may have a window here. He's looking.
He does look like he has a window. He might be able to cut it a little bit, take that cue off the rail and back up into the nest a little bit.
It just depends on how much of this deuce he can hit. You know, if he can hit the deuce pretty full, he can play it around the world, 3 rails back down here between the 7 and 10 and just float the cue ball to the bottom rail. 1, 2, 3. Caught a little thick, but still the right shot.
And look at this. He broke out that dreaded 3-5, and now he's got the safety. Not too shabby. Pretty good shot overall.
Well, this is a ball here that you know you must hit.
Saeed in the chat was asking if Rodolfo Luwad still plays. I ran into Rodolfo about a year ago. He was still playing.
As far as I know, yeah, he's still playing. And somebody just asked me about if I'm playing with my Andy Gilbert cue. For sure, in my opinion, probably the greatest cue maker in the world today. And I know that's a hell of a statement, but anybody that sees his work, and he was also voted cue maker of the year last year by his peers, so that's got a lot to say with it. I know the big Q show's coming up in Vegas the first weekend in November. I just talked to Andy last night, actually.
Nice. Yeah, Andy's a great guy. I like
Boy,
him.
he is. He is. Andy Gilbert is something. Look at this shot.
Look at this shot.
Ooh-wee. Somebody asked, how do you justify spending that much money on a cue? Well, how do you justify giving $100,000 for a nice car or anything, a piece of art? I mean, cues are not just cues. I mean, really when you get into, you can probably take a $1,500. No, you can. You can take a $1,500 Andy cue and make it play just like you can one like mine that's $20,000. But again, you're paying for the artwork. You're paying for what it takes to make a cue like that. I mean, the hours and hours and hours of, within tens of thousands of inches that they deal with and everything. There's just no flaws. Perfection. He made a good shot there. The billiard he made on the 9 was a good shot.
It really was. Yeah, the one thing that I know about cue making, and I made cues for a number of years with Paul Motti out of Pittsburgh, is
another great cue maker.
Great cue maker. And one of the things that I know is that the more inlays, the more time it takes. Time
the more
is money.
it costs.
Time
Correct.
is money. No other way to put it.
And cue making, you know as good as I do, Jared. Look how far it's come in the last years. Let's especially say 20 years. And now they're doing it by hand, and just so much. There's so many cue makers out there now, it's a joke. But everybody does all CNC work.
Yeah, they've got 4-axis CNC lathes and computer, computer generated codes. Getting a visitation here, folks. We're right in the middle of everything. I think there's not a person in a place that can't find the commentators on the mics. Efren has got his shot and he's just running out now. This is pretty easy.
Shannon Sawyer, who cue maker studied last year. Andy Gilbert was voted cue maker of the year at the ACA show last year. Little plug to Andy. I know you're not on here. You're probably grilling out deer tenderloin or something right now because that's the way you roll. But you had to give Andy a little plug there. You know, JR, if we go right back and take the pretty easy 8-ball off that Efren missed, and now instead of it being 7-4, you're looking at the score being 6-5.
Right.
And, you know, that can go all the way to the end like that, too. It only takes, you know, you got players of this caliber, mistakes really hurt. 7-4, Mr. Appleton. Yes, sir. Dave Bowman just come out of his shop back here. Boy, I'll tell you what, Dave, you've got an impressive shop back here. Giving you a little plug there, too. Any of you guys that's around the Hampton Roads area, or anywhere around Virginia Beach area, period, stop by and check out some of Dave Bowman cues. He does great work and just a great person. And, man, he's paddled my butt a lot of times playing pool, too. I don't think this cat couldn't play. Not only could he play pool, he was on the PGA Tour for a few years. So, I mean, he's got the whole package, but really one of the nicest shops you'll ever go in the pool room. Unbelievable.
Oh, truly, truly.
Has been known to play a hand or two of gin back there also. Yeah, that'll be 20.
Shannon just made a cheeseburger.
Yeah. got me a berry burger for later. No, I really do, JR. I just try to give anybody that tries to do good for the game, I'm on their side, period. And I can't stand somebody that tries to beat it down. If anybody wants to get under my skin a real fast, easy way, there's a good way to do it.
I call them anti-promoters.
Yeah.
I do not appreciate anti-promoters.
Me neither.
You know, you can do 20 things to promote the sport, and when you do one thing,
it kills all 20.
And
probably 10 more.
And 10 more. That's
Somebody
exactly.
said they just Googled Andy Gilbert cues. If you looked at the cues, I'm sure my cue is one of them that's going to be on his page if you check it out. Or my cue is real easy to find online. Andy don't even call it one of his cues no more. He calls it the Shannon Dalton cue.
The Shannon Dalton cue. I love it. Yeah, Sean is a good production cue.
As far as production cue, Sean, Predator, two of probably the best mate, for sure, without a doubt. But then we're talking about when you get into the big money and the handcrafted cues, like a buddy of mine just got a Gina cue that here. It's about a $20,000 cue, and he showed it to me before I come over here in the booth with you, JR, and it was drop dead gorgeous, which Ernie Gutierrez would definitely go down as the top 3 cue makers of all times.
I like Billy Schick.
Bill Schick he'll be one of the top 3.
Yeah, I've always.
I don't really even think you can narrow it down to 3. Of course, you've got the older guys. You know, you've got Zambodi, Balabushka, Bert Spain, all the guys. But it's at a different level now than it was then. I mean, it's just a different level. But what those guys had, the material they had, the tools they had, everything they had, it's just they was the best of the best at the time.
Right. They were turning them on a lathe for real.
Right. By hand.
Yeah, these guys are opening up a computer and, tapping out some keys. In comparison, you still have to know what you're doing.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, but it's more computer programming now. 2 people just ask me questions. I try to answer all these questions, guys. It's hard to commentate the match and watch what's going on and answer all these questions. Yes, I've got 3 different Facebook pages. One, of course, is just Shannon Dalton. We've got one for the Great Southern Billiard Tour, and I've also got a fan page, a Shannon Dalton fan page. And someone asked me what kind of cue I was breaking with. I've been breaking with a Steve Lomax and jumping with a Steve Lomax cue. Actually, I'm getting a new set of them here being delivered tomorrow at the Open. Steve Lomax is out of Georgia. And I'm pretty sure most of you guys that keep up with pool or watch all these players, what kind of jump cues and stuff they're using and stuff, or go to the Derby or anything like that. Steve is making a real quick name for himself.
Steve does great work. He's a good dude. Good guy.
Steve's one of a kind. He really is.
He's normally one of our chatters. He might be out there.
I'm guessing Steve's on there. He'd have done said something, especially if I mentioned his cues, but I'd say that he is scrambling right now trying to get over here tomorrow before Joe Blackburn cracks him in the head with one.
Well, I think he is. I think he's on his way. He's not in the...
No, I'm sure that Steve's en route. He's driving too. He's having to pull a trailer. Steve lives about 3 hours past where I live. We come the same route. Steve's got about a good hard 9 or 10 hours in front of him. Uh-oh, lefty. And the 9's a little funny up there, too.
This is a touchy shot.
A little touchy. You don't want to bump this 10 and end up on the wrong side for sure.
Nice shot. He hit that with a little inside and made sure he wasn't going to be going down on the 10.
And here comes Efreno.
How big is that 8 ball now?
Yeah, how big is that 8 ball he missed? A good survey there. I don't forget that. Believe me, if you're a player, what do you think Efren thinks about that 8 ball right now?
He loves it.
Yeah, he really loves it. All right. He's thinking about jabbing himself with his own cue stick because the score would be 6-6 if he don't miss the easy 8.
Sure.
Now let's just say, hypothetical. Let's just say he loses the match 15-13. Then how big was it?
Yeah, exactly.
Or if it goes 14-14, the match would have done been over.
Sure would have been. He'd have won 15-13.
JR, you'll have to answer that question there about is the U.S. Open stream free or I don't keep up with any of that over here, guys. I'm actually trying to play. I will turn that over to Mr. Calvert.
Well, the AccuStats is streaming it, and it is a pay-per-view, folks. I think you can go to AccuStats, accu-stats.com, and they have a special going on right now for $58.95. You can get the whole week. And that ends today. But after that, I think it's $10 a day, and then you might bump to $15 on the weekends. So might be able to save a few bucks if you're watching it.
If you really want to watch pool, and I'll tell you one thing, if you've got a chance to watch the U.S. Open, all the stream matches at your house for $58.95 for 7 straight days, I know the economy's bad right now, but if you can pull that off, you deserve that much of a treat. And believe me, that's not a lot of money to watch these guys play.
Just think of the alternative, about $1,500 to come here and watch.
Minimum. Yeah, that's to watch, not to play.
Yeah, that's.
Yeah, you're going to if you come here and stay the whole time, and you have to drive. Well, you got to get here some kind of way. It's going to cost you $1,500, $2,000.
Sure, you're going to eat. You're going to be in a room. Even though the rooms are at the Holiday Inn are really inexpensive, I think they're about $80 a night, but still.
That adds up to me. It's not astronomical. No, it's not $189, and that in this day and time it is. But there's other rooms around here. Like of course, the Holiday Inn it got full. I'd messed around and didn't book my room, but there's 2 hotels within walking distance here of the Open that is even less than that. Good hotels too. Nothing wrong. There's a great Red Roof Inn. It's in the same parking lot. It's about $25 a night cheaper. And there's a Hampton Inn on the other side that's around the same money. So there's rooms available.
There's rooms. I mean, and you can do it economically.
Yeah.
But for the if you want to make sure that you're not eating cat food. And living out of the trunk of your car, sure, you're probably going to be stuck $1,200, $1,500. So
yes,
$58, $59, cheap.
Yep.
Cheap. And you get
Seems
the
like
commentary.
this day and you talking about for the stream? Yeah, that's very, very well priced. Uh-oh. He finally made the ball on the side. Did you see it?
Yeah, but he's
and
got
get
that
kicked
kiss,
in. He got kicked in.
That.
Yep.
He stopped it and it hit him.
That's the first time yet, though, the balls went straight in the side.
Wow.
And you've got a hanger to go along with it.
An absolute hanger.
Yep. Absolutely. If you don't get out from here, there's no excuse.
This is a connect the dots. Well, Darren needed this because Efren was on a charge.
It's amazing how one little thing can just change a match.
Definitely. want to take a second to thank some of the people that normally sponsor our stream, but we really weren't taking sponsorships on this stream, and I just want to say thanks for even getting us here, guys. Bank Shot Calculator, Clyde Ellis. You guys, if you like Bank Pool, try that app out. That is unbelievable how that calculates the bank. It takes into account the speed, the spin, everything, guys.
You still have to execute, but it sure will give you a good rule of reference.
Exactly. It's only $5 too. Great little tool. Obviously, Kamui tips generally. Simonis and Airman. They're generally on our list of sponsors here. The guys down at Q site. And you know, we didn't get to get into this too much, but we had a scoreboard, but it's so dark we can't even see anything. And Ozone Billiards gave us a scoreboard here, folks. I called them up and said, hey, I need a scoreboard. They had it over to us in a second. And I want to say thanks to them. So, you know, there's no sponsorship coming in, but I wanted to say thanks for those guys.
Don't never hurt. Just like the same thing I'd like to do with it. Give mine a little quick plug here while we're in between. Of course, Nick Barner cues. You all heard me bring his name up a lot of times, but I don't even know if enough can possibly be said about Nick Barner, what all he's done for the game. As far as playing, commentating, he's been around the whole thing, and now he's a working fool. Nick Barner is a working fool, but I think Nick will be here at the end of the week. Of course, Tiger Products, Tony, and everybody out in California that's behind the Great Southern Billiard Tour. Again, Inside Pool Magazine right here, Delta 13 racks, and a few more coming. Forgot one. Andy Gilbert cues, Steve Lomax cues. If I forgot anybody, I'm sorry. I'll try to replug. But it takes everything to make the world go around out here.
Sure. I mean, well, we have some new viewers that would normally, you know, they'd hear about these messages. But like I said, there's no sponsorships in this. This is all us just coming out and doing it.
This is out of you all being doing good for the games. What this is about, JR.
This is
exactly because you guys love the sport and you guys are involved in the sport with Inside Pool Mag and InsidePoolMag.com, whether you're on the web and then your magazine. I just think it just blows everybody away, and always, just ever since you've come out. I mean, I remember the day that you told me, I don't know, how many years have you been into it now?
We're coming up on our 11th anniversary.
I remember when you told me you thought about doing a magazine.
Yeah.
I mean, and that don't seem like it's been that long ago.
It was in the 90s.
Of course, that don't seem like
2000.
I'm 40 years old either.
Yeah. You don't realize it until you see a picture of yourself when you were 20, you know, or when you were 15. You go, well, I guess I am that guy.
Yeah, that be me.
Well, I think he has room for this shot. I don't think he hooked himself here.
It's close.
But I think he can get down table for this shot. He doesn't want to.
He's got a bad angle there, though. He's got too much of an angle. He might be able to. He's not going to be able to get exactly where he wants because he's already looking to even see if it goes. He don't act real happy with himself on an unforced error. If he did hook himself.
Yeah, we have some of our chatters talking about the advertising. Yeah. Well, yeah, the key is to get the ads, and we appreciate the fact that you guys support our sponsors and that you know, are pool fans. Like I said, on this one, ad-free, guys, but we'll give you a couple of verbal plugs.
And they all deserve it.
Because they're friends of ours.
Yeah, it's more than just, it ain't just like everything out here is not all corporate.
Well, it looks like he's going to try.
He's going airborne, isn't
he? He sure is. He's going to try and jump his ball and draw his.
I don't think there'll be much trouble getting over it with all the jump cues and stuff now, but no matter what, let's put it like this. That's not what Darren had in mind. Now look at this. If this ball gets straight and he makes this ball, he's perfect on that. Is that the 3 down there?
That's the 3
it's a 4.
That's
a 4 and a 5.
4 and a 5.
So really, it's kind of a shoot and stop. Here's the ball you got to make.
Sure is.
Sure, everybody says, well, he's straight in. Let me explain something to you. When you're down 8-6 and you're 7 foot away on a tight diamond, you're not straight in. Case closed. Did you you see Efren? He done something there you don't see a lot. Did you see him move on the ball?
Yeah, he did.
He moved on the ball before the cue ball got there. He was already moving.
Yeah, I think he missed it, and you know what I mean. It isn't that you moved and then you missed. You missed and you kind of flinched afterwards, going, "Oh,
it all went together." If I can give any of you guys that's out there at one quick, good all-around lesson, I'll try to give it to you the fastest, shortest thing I know to do. Stay down, watch the cue ball hit the object ball, watch the object hit the ball, hit the pocket. If I could give anybody one quick lesson, that would be it. You watch Darren's head, you watch the top players' heads and stuff. Don't even watch the shot, just watch the top of their head. Watch how still your top players stay. And you don't see them, everybody jumping up and down and all that.
In all the years that I was taking pictures for the magazine, I used to shoot immediately after the person shot the shot because I didn't want to shark them. And, you get that camera firing off shots, it can definitely distract a player.
The click of a camera, much less the flash, the click of the camera's got me 100 times.
Well, what I found out was there was always guys that would be moving right after they shot.
Right.
And you know what I found out? Is I didn't have to worry because they wouldn't stay in the tournament that long anyhow, so I didn't have to adjust my settings.
I hate to say that, but that's kind of true. Well, like Darren there, you see that his hand never come off the table to the cue ball. It already hit the 7.
I used to actually try and sit and stay down and watch the cue ball get position at times too, just to kind of really reinforce that I'm staying put, I'm not moving.
It's always been one of my worst problems, and I'm trying my best. Maybe I'm older or smarter or what.
He's all right.
He got away with it. That could have been a disaster. But no, if you want a real quick 101 lesson, that's it. Stay down. Here's the way I explain that to anybody that says, well, why is it so important? For everybody out here everybody on the screen has probably shot a 22 rifle or some kind of rifle in their lifetime with a scope on it or iron sights. Can you imagine right before you get ready to pull the trigger and shoot at your target that you lift your head up about 4 inches? Well, you wouldn't know if you were shooting in the dirt or at your target. It's the same thing. The pool stick's a rifle. You have to look down the sight line, period. There is no other way around that.
Exactly. Well, and what it is that you position yourself standing and then you bend over. So now everything's askew. What you thought you knew is all done.
Right.
And you have to feel
and
and
rest of it's
sight.
execution.
Right. And you have to stay perfectly still. If you just keep moving around,
no good.
What's the sense?
Earl used to tell me that Buddy Hall could probably balance a marble on his head.
I believe it.
Well, I mean, look at Buddy. I mean, he was never in a hurry anyway. But if you ever think you're going to see Buddy Hall jump up, I've watched him play for 25 years. I really don't think I've seen him miss a ball over raising up maybe over 2 or 3 times in my career. I sure wish Buddy would get back to playing a little bit more. What a great ambassador of the game he was also, or still is. I mean, I don't want to mess anybody up with that. He still is a great ambassador of the game, but I just would like to see him get a little bit more competitive again.
I'd love that.
Oh, what a pleasure he was to watch. It was almost boring, though. People say, well, he's not any... I was in the stands one time watching Buddy play when I was a kid. They said, well, he's not very exciting to watch play. He's a little bit boring. The guy beside him, he said, you know why? The guy said, why? He said, because he's never over a foot away from the ball. He played such good position. He never makes any tough shots. Well, no, he don't, because the cue ball's always on a string. It's within a foot of where it needs to be at all times.
That gets lost on a lot of people. Look at this shot.
This is not good here.
This a little run and tuck there, and
he tucked him too. He got him froze to the back of the 10. He's got to go to the bottom rail here and try to just hold it, or him. Yeah, the 7 and 6 has got him kick hook coming one rail. He's got to go to the bottom rail, I think, here, and he needs to be left-handed, which Efren plays so good with both hands. It's unbelievable. And Buddy used to do the same thing. Buddy looked like a mirror playing left-handed or right. I think he's going to have to kick to the bottom rail. I don't see no other way around this. Maybe 2 rails. He might go 2 rails over there beside the deuce to the bottom rail, side rail. That's what he's looking at now.
That's so tough, jacked up like that. That ball bounces.
He's going to actually have to come in probably short and catch the 3rd rail. And then if you do hit it like that, you're going to sell out down here because you can't hit it hard enough to get anything. I think you just got to take the medicine here.
I think you got to look at tying something up.
Maybe.
There might be something to tie up.
What?
Look at this. Uh-huh.
And 5 goes, bump the 9 out.
Tell him it's a great shot.
Yeah.
And look at that. Look,
That's all you can do.
He kicked the 5-10 away to make up to make sure that something could be tied up. How strong is he?
Nice commentary, Mr. Bowman. He's up there with a bird's eye view, though, which again, like I say, nobody don't understand how good the pool that Mr. Bowman has played for many, many, many years. From what I hear around here, he still plays pretty snazzy.
I'm sure he does. I'm sure he does. I remember one of my first opens coming down and watching him play.
Dave. Well, he is. You're talking about a hometown hero now. You didn't want to play Dave Bowman at especially the pool room events when the tournament, when the U.S. Open was in the pool room. Well, you'd have thought they was giving away $100 bills when Dave Bowman played.
Now, I think that the U.S. Open, the first one was either 76 or 78. We could probably look that up. Maybe we should get some of our chatters to tell us that stat. What year was the first U.S. Open? And we'll see if they can even figure out who won it. You know who won it.
Was it Siegel?
Siegel.
Yeah, I think Siegel won the first one, yeah.
It's either 76 or 78. Now, coincidentally, that's the year that Darren Appleton was born, 1978.
I was starting to study pool then. I was the ripe age of 4. Now, here's something the Europeans do extremely well is play with the bridge. It's like it looks like they just got a 3rd arm.
Yeah.
Have you noticed that?
Yeah,
I don't know. I don't know if it's just from that little bit of snooker background or what that's from. I think that's what it has to be from because they all come in from the side like that. They look like snooker players. Darren's got a lot of snooker background. You can just tell that by watching him play.
He's just such a great ball maker.
I don't want to bring this up again, but when speaking about losses in the pool world, I want to double check this with you. Did Sid just pass away, the commentator from the UK?
Sid Waddell did pass away about a week and a half ago.
He done the commentary for both of the Moscone Cups that I was in, and what a wonderful guy he was. Now, you talk about excitement, the pool guys.
Oh.
There's what we need. We need guys that, like we need to be in a soundproof booth. This guy he was in a soundproof booth and you could hear him screaming. And that's the honest truth. But it was just not trying to be overbearing. That was just how much love and charisma and respect that Sid had for the game.
Sure.
Oh, what a great. I hated to hear that. I just heard that. He passed just not long ago.
Like a week and a half, 2 weeks ago, tops.
If any chance of any of his family or fans are out here, I want to give him just a little plug and a lot of respect because that was one of the greatest, definitely probably the greatest European commentator in my era of pool that I remember.
By far, yeah, definitely. He was one of a kind. And he was. Definitely be missed.
In a good way.
Yes.
In a good way. Well, we've got a new referee with a nice fancy jacket on there. Looking good, Ken Schumann. Hope his ears is clean. We got a good shot behind him. All right, time for a little funniness. Y'all don't think Ken will have much trouble hearing somebody to get him to make a call, do you? What a set of listeners on that boy.
Listeners, huh?
Listeners. You know he's tired. He just flew in from Los Angeles. So you know he's beat down. Watch the balls on the side.
Meanwhile,
7 and 8.
I think Jay was doing the racking for the first.
He didn't catch him.
Well, he missed him pretty horribly there.
Something didn't happen real good there. Hope that wasn't a jet lag rack.
Well, this isn't exactly easy here. This is a little funky, this one ball.
Very funky. I mean, all you can possibly, if you're trying to make a ball, would be play the billiard on the floor, but then where do you go with anything else?
Maybe you try to bank the one up by the side, but that's just a little touchy.
Can you kill it?
I don't think you can.
Then if it goes any too far, you're hooked by the 6.
He looks like he's trying to play the combo. Nice shot.
Never give up on this guy. I mean, no matter what you do. And we'll both have to say Efren's not played very good here. I mean, he's made some good shots, and he's kept it. One guy on there just said he don't know how he's kept it this close, but if you take back some of the mistakes that normally you would never see this guy make, he would be ahead in the match.
Well, do you think he's going to try and play the combo or run out?
I think he'll run out.
Yeah,
I think he'll run out the 3. That's a little bit. He's laying perfect in get position, and he shoots them great. That's what he's looking at. But there's just so much room for error on combinations. Now you're going to get where that could be an easy one as you ever want. But right now, this second, I would say Efren's going to try to run out. Thank you, Efren, for not making me look like a dummy.
Well, I think he's a little funky, but I think he'll be able to work this. He can either follow into the corner or draw it back, but I think he's
spin out 2 rails, come back to the center of the table, keep a little angle.
Yep, there he goes.
Right about the center. Yeah.
Perfect.
Angles is the name of this game. Again, that's one reason that Efren and Buddy make the game look so effortless. They just roll the ball around, float around wherever they want. But angles is a secret. Everybody says, well, you're not straight in. Well, you don't want to be straight in. If you're straight in, you can't go but forwards or backwards. Come to the side rail, back to the middle of the table again. It's not as far as he wanted to. He's going to have to draw this ball. He's going to have to draw it above the 9 and come back out to the center of the table again. But if you've noticed, every shot he's shot this game, the cue ball's been relative to the center of the table. What he does, keeps the angle. Angle here. He just
overhit that and cut a little thin.
Didn't do it right. He's got to shoot here. You got to shoot cross corner here, period, I think. Or I do.
Mm-hmm.
I would be aggravated anyway because I made that mistake. He just called it cross corner without even thinking about it. You got to shoot at this ball. If you miss it, you just miss it. But it's too late in the game to make any. Good shot, buddy.
Good shot.
I mean, you're down 10-6. You got to go there. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you don't want to just sit there and play.
You better not
keep
hope.
saving.
You better not hope that you sit and wait on Darren Appleton to beat himself, or you're in for a long afternoon.
Rip Van Winkle, you'll be asleep for 40 years.
10-7. How big is the 8-ball, JR?
Pretty
Be
big.
9-8.
Pretty big. Be pretty darn close, I'll tell you that.
There's little A again, little Alvin. Alvin, we just give you a good plug on here for working your butt off all the time. JR is a slave driver.
Oh, yeah.
I'm just kidding. But both of you guys work, but that's what people don't realize. Everyone says, ho hum, you show up and you do a stream, maybe write something in the magazine. It's really not all that simple, guys. I can imagine what you guys have to do with the press and the pictures and the emails. Ugh.
Yeah, it's pretty much a full-time job.
Pretty much. What we do is a full-time job. I can't imagine. I mean, Marge works her butt off. I got to give her a plug too, because I don't care a bit to admit it. I couldn't. There's no way that I could run the tour. The amount of events that we run and all the computer work and the flyers and this and that and the other, and has to be done. It's not a one-person job. And I'm sure you're the same way with Sally.
Yeah.
I mean, it takes two or three or more to tango out here and do it correctly.
Correctly.
There's a big difference in doing something and doing it right and doing it halfway too.
Right. Well, we always try and do it as good as we can.
And you all do well.
Yeah, most people don't
Under the
realize that
six,
we're
he's gonna
here.
be prison under the 6. That's a one-pocket shot.
Huge.
Oh, he didn't
punch.
get him. Ooh. He was trying to double him right there, though. I'm surprised he didn't freeze him right there. There's a big difference in that, too. If he's wedged under the 6 here, now see, he can go to the side rail and hit this ball or the bottom rail. If he's wedged under that 6, it's adios.
It's adios. Exactly. Yeah, we generally show up 2 days before an event. So if your event starts Saturday, we're there Thursday setting up
You sure are.
to do things right. It takes us 2 days.
Somebody said, say hi to Marge for me.
Marge, she really is a hard worker.
She sure is. She's really been hard work today, too, at Marshall's and TJ Maxx and Ross.
Like she's hitting Saks Fifth Avenue.
I dread them. She better not be. She better have somebody else's credit card.
Yep.
Yeah, I've schooled her pretty good on that crappie fishing, or crappie. I don't know who says crappie fishing. Me and Brum back to school, Marge's pretty good on the crappie fishing. She's a good fisherman, too.
I bet. She's a smart lady. Smart woman.
Yes, she is. Hard-headed, ooh-wee. But yes, smart.
Oh, come on, Marge.
Oh, God. For all you viewers out there that knows my baby, you know what I'm talking about. But I tell you what, I need it, and it's great. It's just good structure and all the thing all the time. She definitely does a hell of a job keeping everything going. I hope my credit card's still going. Matter of fact, now that I mention that, where's she at?
That might have been your bank calling earlier.
God, I hope it wasn't. Overdraft. Is he going to hook himself
He hooked
again?
himself.
He's just doing stuff that's uncharacteristic for Efren. You know, he just don't look razor sharp.
Yeah, he's even.
He's aggravated. I'm telling you, I can tell by his body language, he is aggravated.
Well, I noticed earlier.
He's got a 2-foot window there. He should have got in with center ball. He's supposed to get there.
Well, I noticed in practice. I was walking by the table and he missed a ball, and he looked up and he saw me and he's like, "Hey," and shook my hand, but he just wasn't happy. And then, I turned around and he was like, you could see he was angry that he missed a ball, and he's setting it up again. There's something not right now. He's not 100%. This is uncharacteristic.
They just got here today too. I don't know. I think they got in yesterday, but the stuff like this, what another things people don't realize about these guys coming up from overseas, it's a 25-hour flight from here to Manila. Now, I don't think that many of these viewers, or myself, I've never flown that far. I've flown to Europe several times over there, competing in the Moscone Cup and playing and stuff like that in the World Championship. But 25 hours on an airplane, I would think that would take 2 or 3 days to get back exactly right.
Yeah.
Have you been over there to Manila and stuff?
No.
I mean, my goodness, it's 5 hours from here to L.A. and then another 20 past that.
Oh.
I talked to Stevie, I talked to Stevie a lot, and Shane and them guys. Shane is really keeping the roads hot now, and Stevie done it last year and stuff like that, and Charlie Williams. I don't know how they do it. I really don't know how they do it. I mean, their body just must be like a clock. You reset it, I guess.
Yeah. I don't know. All I know is when I was playing, if I didn't show up a lot less, or a couple of days in advance.
I was trying to see what somebody just asked a question on there, and I just wanted to see what it was. It got away from me.
Oh, okay. But if I didn't show up a couple of days before the event, I just wasn't right the first round.
Well, we just drove 8 hours last night, and I told Marge that I am very happy we decided to went ahead and come in that one extra day us just being here today and I practiced some today. Me and Dennis Arcolo practiced some. I was very happy with that. But, you know, you save an extra night's room and stuff like that. But if you're really coming over here to compete and win, you got to do everything right. It's just that simple. You got to give yourself the best opportunity that you can afford to do your best, period.
Period. I mean, people don't realize that the difference between winning a tournament and maybe even getting knocked out after 4 rounds because you're just out of sync
Or tired.
could be coming in an extra night.
A day's rest, yeah. Well, now, do you think that Tiger Woods, Rory McIlroy, or Phil Mickelson gets to the U.S. Open? Let's say, example, the U.S. Open at Shinnecock or wherever it may be, the day of? No, them guys, they fly in weeks before and go play the tournament, go play the course weeks and months before when they get their venue. And go to that venue to practice and then come in 3 or 4 days right before the tournament to play their practice rounds.
Right.
It's all about preparation. Preparation's 30 or 40% of the game at this level.
I guarantee it. And that makes it 11-7 in favor of Darren Appleton.
In my opinion, Darren has kind of took control of the match. He just really has. I mean, Efren's given the opportunities, and when Darren gets opportunities, Darren's going to get out. I mean, he's a phenomenal player. You don't win back-to-back U.S. Opens and all the stuff that Darren's won on accident. This guy's the real deal.
Mm-hmm.
And again, I also want to say what a great person he is. Just a great all-around guy. A lot of fun.
His girl Angie, they're good people.
I don't know Angie that good. I've met her a few times and stuff like that, but she seems very good, and I'm sure she is, or she wouldn't be there.
Exactly.
They hit those balls good.
Wow. Smash.
Broke them perfect. Now that's something that aggravates me about the game of 9-ball and 10-ball right there. He's mishit them 2 or 3 times, made 2 balls and been straight in. Now all of a sudden he hits them dead perfect. Nothing goes, and there lays a flower. That's always just been one of my little pet peeves about the game of 9-ball or 10-ball, that 25 or 30% of the game is based upon a luck shot.
Might even be more than that at times.
I just didn't want to say that, JR.
It is, you know, I noticed that in my career, if I was breaking good, it didn't matter how, you know, I didn't have to play real good to win.
Hey, everybody was just asking. Margie finally made it back from her shopping expedition. She's back. Says she only got lost 5 times. It's about 7 miles. Well, she didn't stay long. She's gone. Now that she's gone to see her friends, which I don't blame her. She don't get to see them but once a year. Usually if we do, we're working, JR.
Yeah, that's what I was just going to say. You're finally in a pool room where you're not working.
But guess what? I'll be doing the morning at 11 o'clock. Working.
Working.
Like Merle Haggard, the working man blues. Who said that me and Marge went shopping in Tunica? Oh, Josh Newman.
Josh Newman.
Oh, yeah, y'all went power shopping again while I was playing as usual. Efren got out of line here. This is not good. I mean, he's not sharp. I don't want to be the one to say it. Efren's been one of my heroes my whole life. He's not sharp. He's not finely tuned.
This isn't one of his better performances.
I'll tell you something about this ball right here. This ain't no gimme, ladies and gentlemen.
This is not a gimme.
Do you have any stories? You played the Lexington All-Star Tournament? The Lexington All-Star Tournament.
Wow.
I caught the end of that. Do I have stories? That was my first major 9-ball win. My first professional win. God, I have so many stories about the Lexington All-Star. I wished I knew whoever just posted that. I just caught the back end of it. if you don't care, repost that again. Let me see who you are. Just tell me who you are. But yeah, Lexington All-Star, and it runs. You know, that was a long-running tournament too. Danny Valley hosted a great event down there for what, 12, 14 years?
Yeah, it had to be over a decade.
Well, it started as the original Clyde Childers Memorial 9-ball tournament that Monroe Brock put on in Richmond, Kentucky. Straight back. Who is that? I like the name too. Straight back. What is your name, Straight back? But I could tell stories about the Lexington All-Star because that's where that was my first pro tournament that I cut my teeth on. That was my first pro event, but it wasn't called that. At that time, it was called the Clyde Childers Memorial 9-ball tournament in Richmond, Kentucky. And a lot of people want to know who Clyde Childers was. He was one of the greatest gamblers, hustlers, players out of that part of the country that there's ever been.
Squeaked in the 9-ball there. One's not too. It's not a really great shot. I just think that he's going to put the cue ball up in behind the the 10-7.
If he can hit it full and spin with left English, he'll freeze him right there under them ball. That's what he's looking to do.
That's a good shot too. If he can hit it.
If he can hit it full and spin with left English, he'll go under. No, he couldn't. He had it at the other side, so he come around. Same scenario. Oh, JR just hit some kind of big fancy button here. Uh-oh.
Had to refresh our.
Oh. I'm just freaking you all out. It's all good. I know JR knows what's going on here. He can run a room full of computers, much less one.
We got it all
It's a
good.
cute dog.
See, yeah, we're getting inundated with the commercial here from Ustream. We just did a refresh on our browser. We wanted to be able to read the chat with you guys, and our flash chat just took a dive. There we go.
Somebody just said advertisers get best deals on Ustream. Well, I would hope they would, because they probably give part of the product a way to make this stuff happen.
That's a pretty good.
Did he just give Efren ball in hand?
He sure did. He didn't want to mess anything up.
Well, I've got news for him. What's getting ready to happen right here? You see that 10-7? He is going to be married to it. And cue ball's the one's going to be up table with it.
He's going to break those out.
Now, you talking about being in danger. He left him a 1-mil kick here. He's going to use a bridge, and Darren will probably hit it because he kicks so good.
He might go 2.
And the 3 and the 5's in the way, isn't it?
If he spins it, they start to get in the way. If he runs it flat, I think he's a little bit safer.
I think he's got to kick 1 rail. But let me tell you something. If he don't hit this ball, he's in pretty serious trouble. He's right-handed, though. I mean, this is a pretty relative kick right here.
I think he can.
Simple. He's going to have to flatten it just a little bit, and that's it.
No point. Oh,
there's
he cut the
there's
point.
The point again, JR. That's twice. It happened to Efren earlier.
Yeah.
I'm getting a phone call I need to answer because it could be about my tournament tomorrow, but I can't. Sorry about that, guys. I'm not big about answering the phone in the middle of commentary, but that was a call about my tournament tomorrow. And what that is, we're having the last-minute qualifier for the U.S. Open. That's $1,000 added plus a free entry fee into the U.S. Open, so it's a pretty big deal. I mean, a little 2-day tournament gets over. Somebody get a chance to basically if you win it, you get a free entry fee and probably a free room for the week. I mean, that's not bad for a little day and a half tournament.
Not too shabby.
For $75. What we were just talking about is $1,500.
Right.
anyone can play at his handicap. So if anybody's out there and wants to check it out, stop by and see us. This tournament will fill up. I can promise you that. Somebody, there's a great question. Straight back, any stories about you and Burl? Yeah, and that's Burl Gabbard who you're talking about. There is so many that there's no way even to talk about it. So many. Here's one quick one to give you guys a good laugh. I rode 3,000 miles with Argo in the back seat of Burl's Oldsmobile. Argo was a pug dog, is whose Argo is. And that was with Burl and Susie. I don't think Burl's health is doing very well right now, but any of the guys that's been out here a long time will know and remember Burl Gabbard. He is the originator of Knoxville Billiard Club, which is still in business today. JR, do you feel like I do that he's still going to make a run at this?
Yes, I'm waiting for it to happen.
He's just not going to give up, is he? He's just not going to go away.
He's going to keep whittling them away, and next thing you know, it'll be 13-13.
Yep, he's like a sore throat. You can give him some cough drops, but he just won't go away. So tough to beat. I mean, anytime that you get at this level with these, when you deal with the best players in the world, I mean, and you think you've got the match won, bad news for you.
Look at this. As bad as we're saying Efren's playing,
he's right in the match.
He's again, it comes down to that 8-ball.
I wasn't even going to say it. I'm glad you did. I wasn't going to say it until he got like 13. But if you take the 8-ball, he missed straight in the corner. Scores 10-10. And he's made numerous mistakes to beat him. And guys, what I want the audience to realize, I'm definitely not taking nothing away from Darren Appleton. And I'm not necessarily rooting for Efren. It really makes me no difference who wins this match. I do want to see a great match for all the spectators and the commentary and everything that goes in to put on a little exhibition match like this right here. But nothing would thrill me more than 14-14, no matter who wins.
Oh, at that point there, we all win.
1,500 said, I'd rather go to Vegas. Well, by the time you pay your room and airfare, you're broke.
Exactly.
You might play some penny slots.
You might get one of those 99-cent hot dogs, too. They might throw in the big old 12-inch hot dog.
That's at the Westward Hole right across the street from the Riviera. God, we've all had them.
Oh, yeah. Well, I don't think the Westward Ho exists anymore.
No,
does
they tore it down. Slots of fun right across the street beside the
Slots of fun.
And the Stardust was there too.
Oh, yeah.
JR people's gonna know we're old. We're gonna have to be quiet.
Well, I have an interesting story about the Stardust. Dr. Poole was doing that women's tournament over there one year, and I walked in to take pictures of it because they were holding it at the Stardust simultaneously while the Riviera was holding the BCA Nationals. I walk in, and suddenly 2 guys walk, big, towering guys in suits, get on each side of me, right? And I'm thinking, oh, man, am I getting...
What have I done here?
I'm getting whacked, right?
Because the Stardust is an old-school casino. Look right behind the 5 and 7. Prediction. Froze to the back of 5 and 7. Just a prediction. Just a prediction. No, he didn't freeze it.
But he got it in there. Well, anyway, these guys, they say, so-and-so would like to talk to you. And I said, who's so-and-so? And they go, he'll be right here.
Uh-oh.
In about 2 seconds, here comes the president of the casino. Comes up, he's talking to me, and he's in a suit, real nice suit. You could tell it was a really expensive suit, right? We're talking. He says, "You like to take pictures?" And blah, blah, blah. I go, "Yeah. I'm waiting for the shoe to drop. Something's got to be happening here, right?"
This ain't good.
And he goes, "You're not going to believe this, but we used to hold the World All-Around Championships here in '71 and '72, which Jimmy Mattia won one of them."
The World Open at the Stardust tournament. Everybody called it the Stardust tournament.
Right. Well, they had photographs that they had found from those tournaments, and this guy says, I have them, and we were getting ready to throw them away, but I love to pull, and I saved them. I said, that's great.
Oh my God.
I said, I would love to see those, and he sent them to me.
I would like to have, if you've still got it, I'm sure you do too. That was the year I was born, and I talk to Jimmy all the time.
Yeah.
He lives in
we
Vegas
both
now.
talk to Jimmy all the time.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
But he lives in Vegas now, and Man, he's a class act. Uh-oh, what's the score, guys? Here comes Bata.
Looking to be like it's only one game, huh? It's not really close yet.
Anyway, you got the pictures. I didn't mean to interrupt you. I just
Yeah.
said I would like to have one of those. But so you got the pictures of Jimmy Matai, and then what happened?
I was going to do a photo contest because there's so many of them that I have no idea who they are. But they're all in suits, and there's
Wasn't that an all-around event too?
Yeah, that was an all-around event.
But they played straight pool, 1 pocket, and 9 ball, right?
Straight pool, 1 pocket, and 9 ball, and they had the charts. They had all this other stuff. It was just amazing. It was just amazing, truly amazing to see all these. I mean, hundreds of players. I have no idea who they are.
I heard the stories about the crap table and stuff there. I reckon the gambling and everything that was done there. Like Matai told me that him and McCready, if I'm not mistaken, they was down to like $10 or $15 a piece, and somebody borrowed 10. They took $50 and run it into $50,000 there one time. I think Ronnie Allen was. Now you talking about a lineup? I think it was Jimmy Matai, Keith McCready, and Ronnie Allen. They took $50 and run it into $50,000 one time.
I'd love to see that. Well, if you've ever seen Keith at a craps table or Jimmy at a craps table, you know that that's the truth. Or Ronnie.
God, that was a big game right there. Big game.
Big game. He needed that. He couldn't let it be. Well, I hadn't even refreshed this, so let me get it over here.
Well, sometimes, Gerald, we get tied up in little stories and stuff, but those are good stories. For all you guys that's on here listening to the chat and like good pool stories, boy, you can get some good ones right here. What about the guy racking the balls now, Jay Helford? He's got a lot of pool stories in his life now, too, West Coast stories, but Jay's been around the block a time or two.
Sure he has.
I thought it was funny that Barry asked him if he had to pay for that shirt. Which, knowing Barry, he'd probably give it to him for like $12 instead of the $14.
He gave him 20% off.
10% instead of the $14.95. Yeah, we're talking about you, Barry.
Barry just walked by.
Smacked me on the back of the head. What is that on the back of his head? Did you just
It's
see
a
that?
9. It's a
Barry
9.
Berman, for all you guys want to hear something funny. Barry Berman has got a 9 ball cut in the back of his hair for his haircut for the U.S. Open. That's a first. I guess maybe Barry's just now peeking out, finding his true age.
Yeah, there we go. I saw it today and I went, Barry, I go, is that a 9 in the back of your head?
I had to take a double look there at him. Now, Barry's something else now. There's no doubt about that. Damn, I'll tell you what, you got to give him a lot of credit. He's done a lot for this game. He has fought. He's took this tournament through hurricanes, through 9/11. We was all here through 9/11, through it all. I mean, this tournament survived a lot. I mean, 2 national disasters. The biggest national disaster in U.S. Open, U.S. history.
Sure.
Was 9/11. We was all right here. The only time the U.S.
here.
Open's ever been canceled that day. I'll never forget that, waking up across the street in a Red Roof Inn. The world had ended, we thought.
Yeah, we
the
didn't know.
planes was flying over. Remember that, JR?
Yeah.
All the jets was flying over right over it was crazy because we're right here beside the largest air station, the naval base in the whole world.
Sure. I mean, we didn't know what was going to happen. That was a scary day.
Thank God we're still here.
Yeah. Well, I can tell you, I mean,
I'll never
a couple of
forget that
hurricanes. Yeah, that was a brutal.
A lot of people don't know that that the reason that the U.S. Open is now instead of September is because of the hurricanes.
Sure.
Somebody just asked me if I ever played in China. No, I have not. I have had opportunities to go. I've been invited to go. But, guys, I just can't lie. I'm just not that wild about leaving the great old U.S. of A. And especially, since 9/11. I wish I could get out and play more than I do. I am going to make it a point to start. I've already started. And I've got quite a bit of confidence coming into here. I may lose 2 matches in a row, but not saying that I wouldn't go because they have some great events over there and they're good for pool. Mm-hmm. But it just needs to get a little bit bigger and just have a way to have a more secure income to go that far and take 2 weeks off because you don't just, all of a sudden say I'm going to run to China for the weekend.
Mm-mm.
Another question, did I break with an oversized tip and ferrule? I did for about a year and a half. Yes, I did. And then I got where it would catch it on my finger going through the follow-through, and I had to give up on that after I lost it. About tore my thumb off.
That'll do it. Nice touch there.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
He's all right. It's just now he's got a problem holding it for that 4-ball down table.
He's probably going to have to kiss the 6, and here can he draw it away from it?
I think if he draws it away from him, he's going to run into the 7.
He's going to hit the 6. Looks to me like he's queuing up center ball. Yeah,
Oh.
and overcut it. Notice he stood up again. Did you notice that, JR?
Mm-hmm. He sure did. Well, this is what Darren wants to do. He wants to
get back to the table is what he wants to do.
He doesn't want Efren back to the table at all. He has to get very close on this 4-ball, in my opinion.
Yeah, the 4-8, the 4's in a funny spot. Could catch a 10 if he draws it here.
There,
Good
nice.
shot.
Nice. Sometimes guys won't try and draw that ball out of there.
Well, he's going to take the tough shot on the 4 because he's got a natural angle to come 2 rails below the 10 and get back about where he's at now. Whoever just asked me, did I see the question about Andy? No, I did not. I'm sorry. 1, 2. If it's hard enough, it's perfect.
Perfect.
Dead perfect. Good shot. What else would you expect from a 2-time U.S. Open back-to-back champion? Somebody said, sell your cue and then go to China for a month. No, thank you.
Anybody's interested, the Inside Pool forums, we relaunched those about a week and a half, 2 weeks ago. We even have a forum contest going on. Posters can come in and post and share stuff, and we give away prizes. We are going to be we have moderators and things of that nature, so if you feel like hanging out, sharing some things on our forum, we appreciate it, and you might even win some prizes from our friends over at QSite. And Darren is definitely going to, get on game 13 here. He's a machine right now, and I think honestly, this match might be a little bit further away than what the score is reflecting. So we'll see. I think Darren is smelling blood. Rolling Rock played the Joey Spaeth Memorial, huh? Good tournament.
Man, look at the head on that thing. Jay Helford. No, he's a great guy. I just had to say that. I don't know why. Shannon wasn't here. So.
Well, he should cut a 9-ball out on the back of his head there. I don't know where there's enough room, though.
There he is. Boy, Efren he always makes a ball. On the break, one slips in there somewhere.
Hey, this time.
Oh, that's Darren.
Yeah.
Hard to tell
This
them
set
apart.
it's been a really funky table.
It has.
Yeah, oh yeah, it's totally something where, it's they can break all day long and only be guaranteed a ball maybe once.
Oh,
Well,
yeah.
Shannon's back, folks. Well, he's got the 2-ball down.
I do actually have that southeast cue. Somebody just mentioned that I had that cue. That's a southeast cue that Donald Bloodworth made. The cue is called the Silver Assassin, and yes, I do have that cue.
How's Donald doing anyhow?
I've not had a chance to talk to Donald in over a year, but as far as I know, he's doing good. He's got a good head on his shoulders. Donald will do all right.
Oh yeah. Always made a nice cue.
I would say the cue that they're talking about on there is probably the fanciest cue he's ever made, the one that I've got that he made for me when he was working for Nat Green.
Southeast. Now, are Southeast cues still around?
I think that Nat is still making some stuff, but just to be honest with you, I don't think that he had quite the talent that Donald Bloodworth had. You know what I mean, as far as all the work.
A good shot.
No reward, but a good shot.
Yeah, he could have came out of that. That 4-ball just didn't move.
What if he hits on the bottom side of it? He's probably trying to hit the bottom side of it and caught the top side. He's going to elect to play safe here, I would say. Maybe just 2-rail the ball to the bottom rail and float the cue ball down behind the 6. Straight top, just roll it.
He might just try and get
if the
thin
angle
it.
lays right for that, he could do that.
I can see him thinning the 5 or the 4. Or he can bank it between the 6, 10 and put the cue on the 8.
That's what I meant was bank it. If you can bank it between the 6 10, though, you can roll straight down and, you know, just freeze the cue ball to the bottom rail and have the 6 in between you. That way you can, anytime you're rolling your ball, you're better off. It seems like it's, what tip do you use on your shooting cue? I use a Kamui Super Soft. He shot the exact shot I said, JR.
Perfect.
How did he hit it? Ooh-wee. 1 millimeter and he freezes him against the 10. I think he's got a shot here. I think this ball goes. Now, just because it goes doesn't mean you're a hanger, but you're going to have to fool with the 9 and probably come up table in between the 9 and 7. Cut it in and miss the 9, miss the 7, and come back in between those 2 balls. I don't think he'll slow roll this ball. I think you got to hit it with some speed and just trust it. Trust your natural angle. Just like this. If it, oh, look out 9. Look out 9. Look out 9. Look out 9. It's going to be close, JR. I don't believe he can make it.
I don't think he can get there. Nope. Oh, he's chalking like he can.
Nope. He is, or
no,
scratching his head,
he's scratching his head now.
When Efren scratches his head, it's about the only time you'll ever see him wonder what's going on. Does Andy Gilbert make cues? Oh yeah, Andy Gilbert. Does he make cues? Yes, one of the absolute best in the world. You can go anywhere online and find out anything you want to find out about Andy Gilbert's cues.
Oh, definitely.
Please tell me he called that. He called that. Another one-pocket shot. How good did he hit that, JR, with the score down 13-10?
That was unbelievable.
I really hope he gets out from here. I'm looking for a great match yet. He's got to get out after making that ball.
Yeah, I think he has to.
I mean, of course, you don't have to, but I mean, it's just, I mean, if you make that ball, come on, you got to go.
Come on. Yeah, at this point here, they all should be. I mean, can you believe that? He 2-railed that.
And called it, by the way.
And called it.
That one, it might go, or you could play safe. You got to call it.
Huh.
If he gets out here, I mean, well, I don't like these side pockets right here. I know he's not in love with it either. He may cut it in the corner. I wouldn't be surprised if he don't shoot this ball in the corner. No, he had to, it's hard to tell from the angle we've got right here, you know what I mean?
Sure.
I'll tell you what an out. That right there is an out. That's what winning matches there, guys. That's right there is what separates the men from the boys.
That was pretty amazing. That 5-ball was probably one of the best that were in the set.
It's a shot of the tournament, shot of the match so far, not far.
After that 2-rail, we're going to pass the hat around again. Just kidding.
And again, Efren Reyes pulls within 2 of Darren Appleton, making that 8-ball.
would be 12-12.
The basic difference of this set. I knew you weren't going to say
Oh,
it.
yeah, I'm not going to say it. No. But that's the difference in a match, JR. Stop and think about this now, you guys out there watching. Efren Reyes missing a straight in 8 ball is the difference in 13-11 and 12-12 going to 15. Quite a difference. It's huge.
Think of the volumes that speaks for Efren's game is he's off. And really the difference between him
Just one missed ball.
and a guy who's, currently the still reigning U.S. Open champion.
Back to back.
Back to back. The only difference is that one missed ball.
No Smiley.
Captain A. What do you call him? Little A?
Little A. KFC coleslaw and taters. Where'd that come from?
I don't know.
Al, that ain't you. That ain't Al Autry, is it? I think it might be. Is that you, Al Autry, upstate Al?
I don't think that's Al Altry. That's a nice shot there.
It might be. I really think it might be Al Autry. I would have to stop and think about that comment. About what's the greatest pool performance I've ever seen.
Yeah, I'd have to think about that one. That's a good question straight back. But
Because I've seen so many. I've been a part of quite a few of them myself too, but I really don't even know if I can answer that question. I would say the most dominating thing that I've seen him out of a whole shebang is what Shane done year before last at the Derby. Winning the race to $15,000 entry fee, winning the one pocket, second in the bank, and winning the 9-ball division. 3 first and a second out of almost 2,000 players. That's got to rank right up there with the best I've ever seen. That was a hell of a feat there.
that really was. Yeah. I mean, sometimes you
How you
look
gonna
over
beat
the
that?
modern day miracle like that.
How are
but
you going to beat that?
you have to win them all to beat it.
Yeah, good luck to you.
Good luck.
It'll not happen in our lifetimes. I didn't think nobody could do that. I had a first, third, and a fifth one time and wasn't for sure anybody would ever beat that, and he destroyed that.
First, second. Yeah.
Hey, Sherm Madison. Good to see you, buddy.
What a shot. Look at this shot. He
He hit it, though.
weaved it through there, but at least he,
Something smells like it's on fire.
Dave Bowman's cue shot might have something
Either
burning.
that or Barry Berman's cooking.
No. Now you know why they call them berry burgers. Well, I have to say, out of all the pool rooms, the berry burger is one of the best.
Oh, that's a damn good hamburger. Yes, it is. Well, you uses real meat to start with. You can't make a good hamburger out of frozen patties.
No.
I mean, you can make it edible, but that's about it.
Yeah. You can't do frozen patties.
No, it just really don't work that good.
Well, that beef's just processed differently, and it dries out when it cooks. A hand patted patty doesn't dry out.
You might as well eat a rock board.
Sure. Yeah. Just hack off a little piece of your shoe and fry it up.
Somebody just asked, yes, I can answer a question. Who asked that? Whoever just asked if I could answer a question, I'll be glad to if I can. He's in a bad spot here. He could get fouled out here again, or at least be put on 2.
He could.
Oh, he's in a dangerous spot right here. I would try to get that 1 away from the 4 and 6 and freeze him there. I would want to put him in between them 2 balls. If you can just right there shoot and stop and wedge him there, bank the one down around where the 7's at, or you just got to get the one ball off of the rail. If you leave it on a rail, Efren can get to the rails, he's going to hit it.
Right.
He done just that. I still think Efren will hit this ball. I think he'll come to the bottom rail. This bottom rail where he stands at that one rail, two rails, and hit this ball. I don't think he can go one rail. I think he's going to kick to the bottom rail and kick two rails at it. About the way he's looking right now. A little high left. Get it about 1 o'clock or 11 o'clock, I'm sorry.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I'm looking at it. Can he hit the bottom rail? I think he has to hit the side rail first. I think he's going two rails. He's going to hit above the 5 and then hit the bottom rail and come towards the 1.
It'll be another two railer. He'll kick this ball two rails also.
Right, two rails. What a hit.
He's about the best in the business at that.
I don't know any better.
Me either.
Well, Darren's out to get on the hill. The only thing that seems a little bit funky to me
4-6
is the 4-6. And I think it goes, or he would have probably tried to nuzzle
Yeah,
it a
it don't
little
look like
bit.
they're froze. Well, Darren knows as much as I do, and you do, how important of a game this is.
Yeah. He cannot let it be
He's elected to play a
13-12.
combination here. I don't like the way he started out here, guys. I mean, he may run out just like it's easy. No, about September 11th. That came up because we were all here at the Open. And no, I'm not afraid to fly, but I just don't like the fact of really going a long ways outside the United States, and I really don't care where it's at. I mean, with all the terrorism and all the bad thing that's going on in this world right now, no, I would like to see a little bit safer times myself. I'm not saying that I wouldn't. It's just not been conducive for me to go for all the right reasons. It would definitely take special reasons for me to go now. Again, I'm not saying I wouldn't. And a lot of countries that the players go to are pretty well safe. But the long plane rides, the time away from your family, there's a lot that goes into that. Most of the time you're gone 2 weeks.
Mm-hmm. That is a commitment. And, you know, conversely, look at what that says about the players that are coming over here from Europe.
Or from Asia, like Efren and all those guys just got in here.
It's a commitment.
Darren will get out of here for sure.
Yeah. Well, he's making sure he has the right angle on the 5 so that he can go straight from the 7, straight at the 8, keep that angle.
He'll either bounce straight out or roll to the bottom rail. He may roll and come out 2 rails, or either bounce straight out. He just
I
bounce.
like that right
Yeah, he
there.
just draw back a little bit. It looks like he might have a little bit of an angle. It's hard to tell from the exact angle. I mean, because you got to realize, guy, he's going to roll to the side around the waist cue and then come back across.
Yeah, he's going up and down.
But it really, unless you're looking down the barrel, it's hard to tell exactly, you know, what a guy's going to do because it's so close.
Yeah.
Get back, we just seen that comment there at 9/11 was a bad day. That's right, you said you left the day after, so you remember that day.
Darren gets his hill.
Darren's on the hill as far as 14-11. Again, we want to thank our staff.
Well, JR, no matter what happens in this match, I appreciate you guys giving me the opportunity to sit in with you here at Inside Pool Magazine, do a lot of business with you guys throughout the year, and it's always a pleasure. Thank you very, very much.
Well, thank you for coming on. I mean, we really enjoy it, and thank you very much. It's very kind of you to say. Obviously, we're having a good time here, and we want to have you back in the future sometime, too.
And it's not even started yet. Think about all the fun to come. Here we go. On the hill. Oh, not the floater.
He didn't even
the
get
floater.
The floater.
Oh,
He didn't
God.
even get the kick.
Oh, that's the dreaded one there, guys. You do. Oh,
You're
not,
waiting for something to hit it.
Oh, you're not looking for that. Not on the hill. You're not looking for that.
Two's a little bit funny here.
I think it goes to the side, don't it? The other side.
I think it goes on
In
that
between the
left-hand
3 and
side.
5.
Yeah.
If it goes out there, they shouldn't be in a lot of trouble. Shoot the one on the side and roll down.
Thank all the people out there. Denny Stewart, a couple
Did he
others.
just, what did he just do? Did he didn't. No. He didn't. I'm not sure what he just called.
I think he's calling a 10.
That's what I thought he just called and done this, but he done it for a reason. I knew. That too, it's obvious, JR, that we couldn't tell by that camera angle, or he would have not have shot at that combination.
Sure.
I mean, Darren, this is a makeable ball 2 ways.
It sure is.
So this 10 is very makeable here. I know I wouldn't want to be on the backside. Of course, I mean, I'd rather be the guy shooting this shot. I mean, if he kicks this ball in on you, just shake his hand and say, good shot, buddy.
That's a good one.
But it wouldn't surprise me at all to see Darren make this.
Oh.
Uh-oh.
No hit.
Hold on, sports fans. Don't go anywhere yet. We could have a pool game.
It could be 12 to 14, in which really it would be. Yep.
Just saying. Just saying. I'll tell you something about burying them here. Most places, when you leave the South, you can't get good sweet tea. That's good sweet tea they've got here.
Oh, yeah, that's good sweet tea.
Yep.
You know, it's funny.
I'm pretty partial to the South, but I mean, once you get outside the South, you can't usually get good tea. But they got good tea here.
Yeah, you know, as funny as Sally, being from California, she never had sweet tea.
Does she drink it now? Once she's had it, she probably all she'll drink.
She loved it, but then she realized how much sugar was in it, and then she went back to drinking.
Oh, it takes a bucket of sugar to make good sweet tea.
Sure does. I love it.
Oh God, I do too.
I mean,
Virginia Beach is not in the South. I don't know if it is or not. I would have to think this is north of the Mason-Dixon line.
well, it's south of the Mason-Dixon line.
Is it?
Yeah.
Virginia Beach is?
Mm-hmm.
Oh well, I love it even better then. No offense there either, guys. I would like the whole country, but I mean, it's just this simple. I'm a hillbilly. I like the South. Surely he ain't going to do this.
He is
Nudgy,
not going to
nudgy,
do that.
nudgy.
Oh, that
He's
ball.
hooked.
That
He's hooked.
ball.
I think that ball hooked him.
That ball doubled.
I
That
really
settled
believe
back.
that ball hooked him.
And he's hooked.
I don't know.
That ball settled back, and he's hooked.
No, he's not. He's doing too much too fast. He got away with it. He's going to come around the world here. Watch this bottom right around the world. 4 rails. 1, 2. This is no good.
It is a little
What
long.
is he doing?
Well, he didn't pull it out of there,
It's
but
not typical African. What we're seeing is not typical. He's going to play safe. No way he's going to shoot at this combination, I don't think.
I think he's thinking about it.
No, you can't shoot at this. You got to just shoot the 7 at the bottom rail and use the 10 as a guardian. I think. I mean, surely not. Let's just put it like this. I wouldn't shoot this ball, especially not in a situation of a match. I put the 7 on the bottom rail and the cue ball, just roll it behind the 10.
Mwah.
Never mind. That's why he's the magician and I'm a commentator.
That's exactly right. There's a reason why he's out there. He's up on stage and we're down in the pit.
What a damn shot. Wow. After he just didn't execute 2 shots, or how do you even shoot at that? After the situation. Somebody said, LOL, add SD. I can't help it. I wouldn't have shot at it. I'm a coward.
I'd have taken a crack.
Look at all the claps on them. I like that little symbol they got there. That's pretty cool there. It looks like an aching tooth clapping.
And for everybody in the chat that doesn't know how to do it, it's a parenthesis sign, well, a bracket,
It makes a
the word clap, and then the end bracket.
it makes a smiling, happy face clapping. That was
Yeah,
fun.
yeah.
That was fun
Right
as
above
shit
the
there.
9, right above the 0. Those are the brackets I'm
Boy, I
talking
just
about.
eat my words, didn't I? Wow. Look at all the clappies. Hey, clappy, clappy, clappy.
Clappy, clappy. There we go. Well,
Oh, you're trying. Whoever got, they got something there. What is
Pappy
that?
Spud, that's you got to write the
Uh-oh.
word clap inside those brackets. With no space.
Oh, there they are. Look at them.
There we
wow,
go.
pal. Oh man, y'all getting fancy
Pow.
out here now.
We
Look
have
out.
a
I wish we could
emoticon.
take a picture of that. Look at that.
We have a
job,
guide
guys.
to the emoticons on our website. If you go over to insidepoolmag.com, and I believe it's /emoticon.gif. It'll give you all of them. You can make wolves and squirrels
Oh, God,
and
it's
nuts.
Still funny, no matter what. It's still funny. Oh. I'm sure Barry does have dates for the U.S. Open. He'll have them announced by the end of the tournament. Don't worry about Barry Berman. He's not going to miss many tricks.
He's going to tell you when it is next week.
And there's a lot. If you
Before
talk
we
about
leave.
hosting an event, this is a hell of an event to try to put on right here. There's a lot of I's dotted and T's crossed to make this happen. Shannon, when you coming back to Cincy? I just got that information about 2 hours ago. We will be at Michael's Billiards the weekend before Thanksgiving. I want to say it's the 17th and 18th or 18th and 19th. I just confirmed that with Michael today. Michael's Billiards, Fairfield, Ohio. Uh-oh.
Hey, look at this. Hey,
Uh-oh.
hey, get out the jumpy cue because
Uh-oh.
he can't see it. Not all of it.
Uh-oh. I can't tell it's close to on.
He's going to have to get the jump cue out on this one.
You know, the old saying goes, pressure bust pipes. Look at all that.
There's the
God,
emoticon list right there.
Man. Wow-wee.
Upstate, you're the man. That's all I got to say.
I still think that's Al Autry. I don't know for sure.
That's
about
Al
that.
Leon.
Who? Al Leon?
Yeah.
How you doing, Al Leon?
Leon.
Good job.
Upstate Al is
I still like the clappers. Damn all the smiley faces. I like the clappers.
There's a squirrel. The squirrel one's pretty funny.
Need a squirrel running with a nut. No, I don't have any news on the JLB's event. You know, that was sold to another gentleman in Tennessee a couple of years ago, but they are still doing the JLB's tournament. What a hell of a bar travel tournament that's been. That's been over a 20-year-long running event.
Yeah. JOB's.
He's curving his ball. He's curving it, JR. Ooh, barely made it. Look here, look here, look
Look
here.
at this.
Look here, look at
Right
this.
in the drink. Nope. It stayed out. But
Wow.
Efren can see the ball.
The old saying goes, what a difference an inch or two makes.
Yeah. Another turn on that ball. Just a.
JR, somebody said we had almost 1,000 people watching. That's pretty
There's
good.
the squirrel.
What is that? A squirrel?
That's a squirrel.
What is it, a squirrel?
That's a squirrel. You type squirrel in, I think, in the parentheses.
Keep putting them many animals out here. I'll be shooting the screen.
Hey, hey,
No.
hey, look at this shot.
Wow. Bata.
Yeah, he's off his game. Yeah, sure.
A lot of people don't know what that means. His nickname is Efren Bata Reyes. Bata stands for the Great One in Philippines. And just that he is. He is a great one. I've been fighting this guy ever since he come to the country. Not long after he come here in 1985, right? As Cesar Morales at the Reds tournament.
I think it was 83, but it might have been 85. I don't know.
It was 84 or 5. It was not 83. It was 84 or 5. I think it was 84 actually. He come over as Cesar Morales and won the res tournament. Draw it with a little bottom left here probably.
Yeah, right.
Gonna follow it with
He's
high
the 10?
inside, high inside.
Oh.
Come on now, are you serious? After all of this, you're gonna miss this ball. Scratch your head. I just can't believe this. Little disappointed there, guys.
Yeah.
Wow.
I think
don't know what
Darren's
else
going to
to
take
say.
it off from here.
Oh yeah, he'll get out from here. I really just can't believe what I just seen, JR. Can
Yeah.
you?
I thought he was going to draw it off the 10, and I was surprised to see that he was trying to follow
we
it.
was just fooled by the angle. No matter, I don't care if you shoot stop, you've got to make that ball.
Yeah. Well, either way, folks, great match. Great match. We're all the winners on this one because we got to see something, you know.
This is special.
Nice.
Very special. And Darren Appleton's going to win it, 15-12. And what else can we say besides great match?
And Alvin's going to take the camera down and give us a little bit of this.
Uh-oh, Barry's got the microphone, Joe. We'll never get nothing for an hour.
Well, folks, we want to thank everybody for tuning in. Stick around. I'm sure that Barry's going to grab the mic and talk for a little
Oh,
while.
he's done got it now already. So just leave the listener on because they're going to hear him. Look at all the clappy guys. Hearts, clappies. Oh, goodness. Y'all show your love. Give us some clappies.
Thanks again to Dash Motor Oil. Look at all these clappies. Ozone Billiards for helping us out. Really appreciate them. All of our regular sponsors that come in. You know, Bank Shot Calculator, Kamui Tips, Simonis Aramith, Predator, everybody that helps us out.
Delta 13, Nick Varner Hughes, Tiger Products. Everybody. There's just so many to mention. It's unbelievable. I know we got a lot of clappies, though. JR, apparently they liked us.
I think they like them. I think they endured us.
Endured us like them. That's it, whatever.
For those of you who did tune in and kept the sound on, thank you. Definitely
You guys
like us
thank
over.
JR for the live stream. He was the inside pool was the whole deal.
And we appreciate it. Go over and like us on Facebook. Keep following us. We'll be putting this match and other matches up on our YouTube channel in the next couple of days here, so you can check it out then. And we'll definitely, wow.
Peter Gunn, wow.
Shannon's laughing because there's about 50.
Oh, the clappies. Yeah, I love them. Man, somebody's really getting it done now.
Wow. Amazing. Saul just came by and said, yeah, that was my prediction. Darren Appleton.
Guys, I appreciate all the love. I see all the stuff coming out there. And thank you all very much. Again, like I said, I do last weekend at Johnny's. You know, this is U.S. Open. I'm going to do the very best I can. I'm going to do everything I know to prepare right and do right and play well. And whatever happens, happens. But all the streaming and everything goes back out to Inside Pool Magazine, J.R. Calvert and Little Alvin. Great guys, great group of people. For any of y'all that's not subscribed to Inside Pool Magazine, what is it, JR? It's so cheap. I can't even remember what it is.
$20.
$20 a year for the greatest magazine
Smile,
in
Jay.
the world. But stop and think
Jay.
about that, guys. That's $1.50 a month or whatever that is. It's so cheap. It's $1.75 a month. It's just, I mean, it's unbelievably cheap for by far the greatest magazine that there's ever been. And I've been looking at magazines since I've been 3.